Hey everybody, welcome. There we go. Everybody, welcome to Four Player Podcast Cocktail Time episode. What episode is this? What are we? 6? 5? You guys are not helping.
6? I think we're 6. Yeah.
Episode 6.
I lost track.
Your Four Player Podcast. I know we're losing track already. We haven't even hit like double digits yet, and we're losing track. This is not. This is not good.
It's what you get when you go drinking every single episode. You forget what you do.
You kind of forget everything. Anyway, thanks guys for coming out. My name is Joseph Christ, host of Cocktail Time. With me tonight is Bob Webb, back from his little space watching adventure.
I went space traveling last Sunday.
And how was that for you?
Good. I guess we went and saw as much as we could of the annular solar eclipse. So It was weird. Everything got dark. It was like you were wearing sunglasses. Everything got really tinted. It's just really weird. And then we did the whole stupid pinhole viewer for the eclipse because we totally spaced on buying actual like smoked glass or like welding goggles to watch it. Right. So you just put like a pinhole into like a piece of paper, and if you order, get the sun to shine through there, it'll actually make an exact replica of what's showing on the sun. So you can see the moon go through it and cover it.
Oh, nice.
So it's one of those stupid things you learn in kindergarten that seemed to work pretty well for us.
Being in Seattle, we had no sun. It was
that's right. You just had clouds.
That's terrible. And also with me this week is Chris Davis, back again for more punishment. How are you, Chris?
Doing all right. How about y'all?
Excellent. You're all very lucky because this is taking me away from my Dragon's Dogma time. So,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want you both to feel bad about it.
No, not really.
We're gonna be talking about Dragon's Dogma though. But let's just move on. Let's do shots of the show. What do you guys think?
So I think actually we're getting a little choppy lag on the feed. I don't know how much porn you got going.
Oh my god. Yeah. I might have a lot of porn going.
Yeah, are you getting all the internets and all the porn at the same time?
I'm getting all the internets and all the porn.
It's just like a massive...
Just how it usually goes.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me exit Dropbox. Maybe that's doing something. So,
yeah. Sure.
All right, we'll have to
something.
We'll see what happens. So, that's weird because it's like we've been getting really weird like audio chop for some strange reason.
Yeah, I think it was happening a couple times on your feed, especially last show. I noticed a little bit on there, but it went away after a while. That may be why JTV or Twitch TV dropped some of the chunks of the video. You'll notice as soon as we get the last week's Cocktail Time video up, there will actually be several missing chunks because of it. They just weren't there in the archive.
How big were the chunks that are missing?
No more than like a couple minutes each. There's only 2, so it's pretty short. Yeah.
All right, well that's not bad.
90% of the show is there.
Oh, good. I was worried that we lost like a half hour.
No, yeah. The audio is still playing, so you'll just see the Cocktail Time logo.
Right. All right. Well, good. So anyway, hopefully this will clear itself out. So let's push ahead.
Sounds good. Let's push ahead.
Well. So, Bob, you have a special shot.
Yeah.
You want to start just get it out of the way?
I guess so.
Time?
Well,
it has to be better. I'm gonna make it
last. I learned from last time. I learned from the last time I made this shot. I'm going to. I didn't actually make this shot, but I made one similar to it. I'm gonna wait until you guys tell me what you're drinking.
Okay.
Because temperature is a factor in this.
Oh, is it?
I'm not gonna wait for you to tell your story of your life.
You need to stay away from these temperature dependent shots.
No, that's the worst ones are all these horrible temperature. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. All right, well I'll go first. I'm just I have my per usual shot of vodka, and I am doing my shot of the week to toast of the week to Capcom for Dragon's Dogma. Because it's probably, I think Brett put it well. He said it's probably the best RPGs played since Dragon Age 1, and I kind of agree with that. I might almost like it better than Skyrim. I haven't decided yet. I haven't finished it. I'm about 41 hours into it right now.
That is a bold claim, sir.
It is a very, very bold. It's going to be at least as much as I enjoyed Skyrim, but we'll see. We'll talk about why I might like it more. It tickles that old school RPG nerve that for Skyrim just doesn't have anymore, because Skyrim actually took out a lot of its number systems and things like that. So we'll talk about that. But anyway, Capcom, if anyone watching hasn't picked up Dragon's Dogma yet, I really totally, I think you should pick it up. I endorse it fully.
For a moment, I thought you said we're gonna say if anyone from Capcom's watching. I was like, what? Why would the fuck would they watch this piece of shit?
They would never watch this shit.
I'd be terrified if they did.
Well, yeah, that can go either way. They are Japanese.
Oh, that's true.
So all right, so that's mine. Chris, Mr. Chris.
Okay. I don't have a shot of vodka. Once again, it's a mixed drink. It's a half rum, half vanilla cream soda.
Nice.
Same thing from last week, and it was very good. So
very nice.
This is a 50-50. So.
Oh, good. That's quite a.
It's generous.
Quite a generous.
Well, tomorrow I have the day off. It's Memorial Day, so I can drink as much as I want and not give a fuck.
Yeah. It's cocktail time, like real cocktail time.
Oh yeah,
it's nice. All right, what's your toast, my friend?
I think I'm gonna put it out to Ubisoft Red Storm for Ghost Recon.
Okay, you like it?
I'm really, really liking it. I mean, I didn't expect it to be on par with GRAW, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, but it really is, and it's not the best plot in the world, and the multiplayer isn't as good as you can probably get elsewhere, but overall, it's just a fun game.
Yeah.
So...
We'll talk about that later, because I have a lot of a sort of a love-hate relationship with that whole Tom Clancy Rainbow Six series thing. I used to be a real big fan back when it was... And you spend most of the game on the map screen.
Oh, yeah.
Setting everything up, you know what I mean? And then that's kind of where all the action happened. So... I kind of was always disappointed they kind of moved away from that to more of the first-person shooter thing. But I'm wondering, and just as a quick thought, if adding in all of the field-related abilities and the technical assistance and things like that, and all this field support stuff actually brings a little bit of that back in a weird sort of way. Instead of just being a straight first-person shooter, there's all these little tactical things you can do, which sort of brings back that element of what Rainbow Six was years and years ago. Talking, like 1999. So
like Rogue Spear?
Like Rogue Spear stuff.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that game. We can talk more about that later.
Yeah. So cool. So Bob, we've gotten through it fairly quickly. You don't have to worry about any temperature constraints. What is the name? Let's start with the name of the show.
Do you want to know my toast?
That's almost secondary.
Okay, all right, fine then.
No. Let's hear your toast.
Well, since I wasn't here last week and I didn't get to talk about it, I'm going to totally steal Chris's toast and I'm going to give it to Rocket, the developer of DayZ. And I think everybody pretty much knows what DayZ is by now, but it is a wonderful, wonderful mod. I've been enjoying it a lot. I've been playing a lot with my twin brother, and we've been up, 2-3 a.m. We're playing in the middle of the night on a night server. So we're doing these like night ops, like crawling around, avoiding zombies, hitting towns, getting out there, not even being heard or seen. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, and they've been making a lot of improvements to it. But I can get to that later.
So we'll talk about, because I've been in Dragon's Dogma world the past week, and also that's also the reason the last show isn't up yet, because Dragon Dogma happened, and I got so fucking sucked into that game. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous. But we'll get to it. Did you send me something? You're sending me things. I can't open anything because I have screen regions all over the place on my computer, so I can't open any links. But let's get to your shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. So the name of the shot is called the tapeworm. Yeah.
Nice. Because it sticks with you and punishes you until you get it fixed?
Maybe.
It destroys the lower intestine.
Yes, it is very destructive to your intestinal tract. It like a parasite. It'll go right. It'll stick with you. All right, let me see if It also looks like a parasite. Let me see if I can get my camera going. So it does.
Bob needed to lose some weight for past prom.
Yeah, you've seen me. I've had a lot of weight issues in the past.
Yeah.
I might actually weigh about 170 on my drenching wet when I get out of the shower, just covered in water. I'm 170.
And you're like 6 something.
Yeah. All right. So the what's in this shot? The camera's slowly screwing it up. All right. So the tapeworm consists of vodka. This is a very big bottle of one of my favorite vodkas.
What is your favorite type of vodka? Or
Svedka.
what? Oh, I never had Svedka.
Really?
I'm a big Monopolova fan, actually.
Yeah. No, Svedka's pretty good. It's a Swedish
Mm-hmm.
vodka. It's really good priced for the quality.
Right.
So it's a generous pour of this. Well, that's a big pour, but this is mostly
Totally fine.
the consistency of just the vodka. Uh, of course, it wouldn't be a horrible shot with a little bit of Tabasco. Unfortunately, this is really washed out. I don't know why. God damn you, lighting! Here, Terry, you can turn that on?
Wonderful lighting we have.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Only the best for 4-player podcasts.
Oh shit! No, it's still lit. It's still washed out. That didn't help. So, add a nice little healthy measure of Tabasco. Oh god.
A lot of these
So
shots.
far, this isn't as bad as the last time.
No. Actually, you're looking, you're like, yeah, it's not bad. And you got some black pepper in there, so
Okay.
you can see the.
Okay.
Maybe it's not gonna wash out anymore. Black pepper. There we go.
There you go.
So let's see if we can get a nice dash of black pepper in there. Oh yeah,
Nice.
there we go.
I like how you create it with such grace.
Yeah, that's my culinary expertise extends only to making horrible fucking shots no one wants to eat. And of course, it wouldn't be a tapeworm without mayonnaise. There it is.
Oh god damn it!
Mayonnaise again.
Yeah, I know. I saw this shot and I was like, fuck, that sounds awful, but backed by popular demand.
Is the mayonnaise is back again? Well, thank
Nobody
God.
was demanding
Oh,
this.
oh. Let's get a look at this.
I like how the Tabasco sauce makes it look like it's a little bloody.
Yeah, it's like a.
It's hard to.
There we go. There we.
Oh, there. Oh man. Yeah, it looks like something you.
Oh,
That's a tapeworm. That's like
just
it's a little bit of vomit on the bottom, and maybe bile, and then you got your whatever stomach liquids in there. Oh, look at that tapeworm. All right, so this is temperature.
That looks like something you'd find in a lab.
Yeah.
the last time you took a mayonnaise shot, Tara didn't take it. I think it's her turn.
It's Tara's turn to take this one. You take one for the. No, that's not gonna.
I don't think she's gonna do it.
Oh god, no, she's not. She does not want to do that.
No.
Man, there's a lot of mayonnaise in this one.
You really did win with the mayonnaise. I think you were feeling brave since your
Yeah.
last mayonnaise shot, and you were just you're feeling your oats. Wow.
So gross looking.
Get that away from the camera.
All right. Are we ready to do this?
Unfortunately, yes. Let's get this done as quickly as possible. Also, when I'm drinking that's not shit is just a rum and coke. I just put a bunch of rum into.
That's kind of what I got. I actually have my Russian flask here.
Nice.
That I'm drinking some stuff out.
All right. Oh shit, Terry, get the vomit bucket. Get the vomit bucket. Go. You can hit
escape,
and then I'll go pause. Get the vomit bucket. In case she's attached to the computer. She just tried to run off with headphones on.
You had such haste.
Bob was concerned about the solvency of his worm.
Yeah, I know. If I mention about it, she'll just take a long ass time getting the goddamn bucket over here.
Mm-hmm.
Which she's already doing anyway, so.
She's taking her time.
Yes, she is. It's my punishment. There she is.
She is.
All right, bucket. The bucket is ready. I got the nasty shot here.
Okay, remember, just open your throat.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it'll just go.
Yeah. Don't close your mouth or your chew at all.
Yeah.
Whatever you do, don't chew.
It's just gonna go straight down.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
That took two swallows.
Oh god, it took 2 swallows.
Yeah, I stopped midway with mayonnaise.
The worm got caught on your tonsil. It was trying not to get down there.
It was hanging on.
It's hanging on for its dear life.
Woo! Spicy.
Just a terrible idea.
I'm keeping the bucket near me. Ugh.
Oh man.
Ooh. Ooh.
How many more of these drinks do you have on your list?
Oh, they keep going. I have a whole fucking list of this. I got I can think of at least another 10.
Oh my god, yeah.
Can I make a request?
No.
Okay. Well, fuck you. I'm making it anyway. Work up a shot that involves sriracha.
Oh, I gotta use sriracha instead of the hot sauce.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but
Oh,
I
I got
think
it.
you.
All right. How about the flaming cock block? So we get
What is that?
151 sriracha, and what else should we put in there? Something Jaeger.
Yeah.
There you go. Flaming cock block.
Nice.
I just made that up. I don't know. It might work.
That'll work. I think you should do it.
Just as long as it doesn't involve mayonnaise, you're okay.
No, no more man. I'm done with mayonnaise. This is the last one
don't-
that had mayonnaise in it. This actually needs to go back to the fridge.
Did you was there a book that sort of like put all these together like the worst shots, or did you just go through a book of shots and pick out the worst ones you could find?
It's called the internet.
Okay. You just look up worst shots and
Yeah,
There
if
you
you
go.
just Google the worst shots ever, you'll find them.
okay.
Yeah, there's
So
like
anyone
17 on this list.
listening in chat, if you feel like having some awful shots of your own, just look them up on the internet.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
there's one called a bloody tampon. There's the abortion.
What's I want to ask what's in them, but I don't want to know because it'll ruin the
Yeah,
surprise.
gorilla's puke.
That probably has bananas in it, and that's
No, actually it doesn't. No bananas. Liquid steak. Flatliner.
that might be like
There you go.
that might be like the liquid steak might be similar to the bull shot that I've had in the past
Close.
that destroyed me once.
Ugh.
Let's move on.
Yeah, please.
Beyond this to what we've been playing. So, Chris, you said you've been playing a lot of this new Ghost Recon game.
Well, I've been trying to play a lot of Ghost Recon.
You've been trying.
I beat the campaign the other day,
Mhm.
but between this, Battlefield 3, DayZ, Mass Effect, I mean, my plate's been full.
Why are you playing Mass Effect?
They've got the
Multiplayer?
Operation Silencer going on right now.
The what?
Operation Silencer is one of the multiplayer challenge weekends right now,
Oh,
Yeah.
and it's actually really interesting because the last weekend, 2 weeks ago, I think it was called Operation Exorcist or something like that. Was a failure. The community didn't meet the goal, and because of that, BioWare is punishing everybody by forcing banshees to spawn more frequently and on any faction you're fighting against. So, for example, I was go ahead.
I was under the impression that BioWare would be punishing its fans by making more multiplayer content.
I don't consider that a punishment, sir. I rather look forward to it. Tell you the truth.
That's fine. I won't derail you just yet. But I'm just not a big fan of the Mass Effect 3 multiplayer stuff.
I'm sorry.
I wonder if does that mean they're just not going to be making any more single player content like DLC?
No, they're working on stuff right now. I thought.
They're working on stuff. It's just I guess they're getting multiplayer out of the way first, and then they're doing single player.
Yeah, they've been working on an extended cut that's supposed to, from what I read last night, I forget where I read this, so maybe take it with a grain of salt, was that there was going to be an extended cut DLC for the ending, and there was something like, the endings for like 7 different characters were going to be included, or something like that. Like, pretty massive.
Yeah, that's
which is
quite a
good.
bit.
Which is good news. And from what I think it's supposed to be free as well.
Oh, really?
It's gonna be free update.
Right? Really? All that content?
Yeah,
free?
they announced it at PAX.
Yeah.
Oh. Was it just kind of an appeasement thing?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, but people already bought the game, so what are they gonna fucking do?
What do you mean?
Appeal to the fan base more, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess they don't want to lose that crowd, and then because they'll announce Mass Effect 4.
Well, I don't think there's gonna be a Mass Effect 4, but they're certainly not done with the Mass Effect universe.
Oh yeah, that'll probably be a branch off in the same universe, different characters maybe.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, Chris. What were you saying about the multiplayer? So they were punishing players by having banshees spawn.
Yeah, having banshees spawn and spawn more frequently when you're fighting the Reapers. But they also spawn alongside the other 2 factions in the game, the Geth and Cerberus. So I was playing on Firebase Giant, an hour ago, before I got the message that I was going to be on here, and I was fighting against the Geth with a couple different guys. All of a sudden, I hear a banshee scream, And I look over and here's one just fucking charging at me, scared the shit out of me for a second.
Mm.
But it's so cool to see these characters come over and really change up the gameplay you were expecting to have a method for.
Mm-hmm.
So I look forward to seeing the community fail if they do it again.
What was supposed to happen if the community succeeded?
If they succeeded, banshees would spawn less frequently, and the community would get award packs, combination packs, and that would give them at least a rare weapon and a couple different other things.
Okay.
So these are community-based kind of events that are going on, where they're kind of using the outcome of whatever people are doing.
Yeah,
Are they
up
like
until like
missions?
mid-April, they were doing it every weekend, but now they're doing it every 2 weeks.
Okay, so they're like just multiplayer missions that people play.
Yeah, I mean you play the multiplayer as much as you want, but there's again community-oriented goals. Like for example, for Exorcist, you were supposed to kill, I think, 300,000 banshees as community as a whole.
So is it just in specific missions that people can find these type of things more often than others, or is it just because I have not played any Mass Effect 3, so I have no idea what the fucking multiplayer is.
Okay, the multiplayer is horde mode.
Okay, all right, gotcha.
So you fight against one of three factions: the Reapers, the Geth, or Cerberus, and they'll build their community goals based around those.
Right. So do you get to choose which one?
Yeah, you can choose. You can choose the map, and you can choose the enemy, and then it goes from there.
Okay. Makes sense.
I think I just didn't like Mass Effect 3 as an action game. Like the actiony parts of it, I just didn't really enjoy. So like a multiplayer just sort of devoted to that just doesn't really call out to me. And I get a sense of what they're going for with the different classes sort of working together to do stuff. But I don't know, for some reason it just never really dug its claws into me as much as other multiplayers has. And it's hard for me to really put my finger on it. It feels like it's just not a very well developed third person shooter. To me.
I can't agree with that. I mean, I've been having quite a bit of fun with it ever since the game was launched. So
yeah, I think it's just a fundamental difference between both of them. It's like, is there anything in the multiplayer itself like that you can point to specifically that you enjoy that you think Mass Effect 3 does better than other games of the same ilk? That maybe I'm overlooking, that I'm missing, that I'm just not really I'm not seeing.
I don't know. More than most of the games I've been playing lately, the cooperative aspect of the multiplayer, really drives home the fact that you have to be a team and work together real well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a friend of mine in San Diego, and when we play together, what we do is we do dueling adepts.
Mm-hmm.
An adept is the biotic ability character, the character that can use magic in the Mass Effect universe, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we're facing a bunch of enemies, or specifically tough enemies, what we'll do is we'll do biotic explosions on them.
Mm-hmm.
And a biotic explosion is composed of having two different biotic effects hit a target at near the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And it causes a bunch of damage, and it also causes AoE damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll double team like Banshees or Geth Prime or Cerberus Atlases, and we're a pretty fucking effective team at times.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think is a problem? As you're talking about this, I'm thinking about it. I think the problem is I never played it on a hard enough difficulty. So I never had to play the multiplayer that cooperatively. Like I never had to depend on that stuff so much. So usually when I played it, I forget even what I played it on, but we were just kind of just blowing through it and shooting stuff and whatever. But I think if I try to play it on harder difficulties, it'll bring out that element that you're talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, usually with the harder difficulties, it forces you to kind of really learn your class and really kind of work with other people and come up with strategies, effective strategies, to be able to beat the computer.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of these games tend to shine.
Yeah, I'll do that. Like when I get through my Dragon's Dogma addiction, like I'll put Mass Effect 3 back in for the multiplayer, and I'll bump it up to the harder difficulty for multiplayer and see if it
You got 2 free multiplayer packs to try out with 8 new characters and 4 new maps. So,
Right.
I mean, there's a lot to experience now.
Okay. No, I'll try it out. You know what I'm gonna do really quick is I'm gonna change my output resolution, and that might actually help to make this stream out a little smoother. So I actually need to cut the feed for 1 second to do that.
Okay, I'll get naked.
Okay, so hold on, guys at home watching. Feed's gonna cut, but then it'll come back in like. Okay, guys, we're back. 1 second. Let's see if this is any better.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so hopefully that'll be better, guys. Sorry about that. I was out putting at a higher resolution, and maybe I should have been. Flag is solved. Well, how about that?
Bam.
How about that? Turns out my computer is just a piece of shit, and I can't fucking do crap with my dick.
How would you do crap with your dick?
I don't know. Although then the fucking commercials going on. Why?
Oh God, I can hear myself.
Why?
What's going on?
Can I hear that? I shouldn't be hearing that. Hide. I hide it and I can
That's
still hear it.
That's all you. I'm not hearing
I know,
anything.
this is ridiculous. This is... I hate computers. Have I mentioned how much I hate computers? They're ridiculous. Computers are fucking ridiculous. There's no reason for them to exist. We should just...
None whatsoever.
You're in the wrong age to have that opinion, sir.
So next week we're gonna have cocktail time. It's gonna be smoke signals. Look towards the skies at around 8 p.m. CST.
Actually, the funny thing about next week is that next week we will not be having a cocktail time because I'll be at E3.
Good, because I'm not gonna be around. I'm gonna be at a wedding.
Oh well.
All right, excellent. Hey.
There you go. It all works out. We should do like an E3, like an E3 show, like a pre-E3 show sometime this week, like an E3 like impressions or, you know, my brain's not working tonight. I've been partying too much.
Predictions?
Predictions. That's the word I was
There
looking
you
for. An E3 prediction show this week. That'd be kind of funny. I think that'd be good.
Yeah.
If you guys want to do that. So anyway, Ghost Recon. Tell me more about it. We hinted on it, then we got into a Mass Effect 3 discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, the only thing I've had time for is the single player, which in and of itself isn't single player. It's 4-player online co-op. But it's, I think, 12 missions. That gives you the tour de force all over Asia and Africa and South America and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. It's just fun, really. It's a ludicrous plot. I mean, it's, once again, evil Russians, yada, 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 terrible plot.
I thought maybe you were actually fighting Ludicrous, the band, the rap group. That'd be good.
Bro, big head Ludicrous?
That's going to be DLC.
He makes a very easy sniping target.
Yes, yeah.
Oh.
And then they can like work in 50 Cent Blood in the Sand and that whole thing.
Well, when you kill him, a crystal skull comes out.
Oh, right.
Yeah. That's why his head is so big.
And then isn't there a Wu-Tang Clan game?
God, why?
There is. There's like a Wu-Tang Clan like fighting game.
Def Jam?
Oh.
No, that's something different. There's like a Wu-Tang Ninja Clan thing.
Like a ninja game?
There was.
Yeah,
Ninja
see?
Gaiden?
Now Chris is remembering.
Oh,
It's like it's something called like the Ancients of Wu-Tang or something, or like you know, who is the Wu-Tang Clan? They could be like white people. All I know, I don't even know.
That
Wu-Tang
maybe they are.
Shaolin style for the PlayStation.
Yes, bam, bam. I remember
released
that.
At the end of June. Actually, released in the end of October 1999.
That's right.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it's sort of like a third person fighting game, right? Like a brawler. It's like a brawler.
Yeah, it does look like a brawler.
Yeah, and
I'm looking at a gameplay video. Holy shit, this is terrible.
You have to fight the man who's keeping you.
Yeah,
He's keeping you down. Your brothers.
Actually, it just looks like you fight ninjas.
He's keeping your brothers and sisters down.
It was released to favorable reviews.
Well,
IGN giving an 8 out of 10, EGM giving it a 4.5 out of 5.
Oh. No one wants to cross. No one wants to cross the clan.
No.
So, anyway, back to Ghost Recon. Sorry.
Well, you play as one of four characters. I think they're predetermined on whether you play first, second, third, or fourth player, and they all have personalities. Uh, I don't know how to describe it. I'm a little inebriated right now.
You just started. We've been
I
going
know.
for 20 minutes.
I know.
Pace yourself. my friend.
That's a great start. Hey, you did go with 50-50. How much have you been drinking of that? How much is gone?
A third of it right now, and
Yeah.
I've never been very good at math, so
So that could be all of it. But
All the alcohol went to the top. It divided because
It'll do
the lower gravity goes up top.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so. But you get to. It's a standard loadout. You can choose various different tools and stuff. You get some pretty cool tools in there. You get a mini UAV. You can pilot around and mark targets. You eventually get like this mech that goes with you on one mission, and it's basically this walker that destroys everything in sight. I mean, it's ludicrous in just how destructive it is.
How is that? How is that like Ghost Recon? Isn't like isn't like
Warrior.
no? Isn't it supposed to be like stealth and like being shady and
Actually, it's very, very focused on stealth.
it's a stealthy mech.
Stealth of the mech.
The majority, well, you got to sneak through. The mission in question takes place in the Arctic, so for the first part of the map, you kind of have to sneak around these positions, and then once you get the drop on them, that's when you unleash the mech and destroy everything in sight.
Why bother sneaking at all though? If you're just
Yeah,
supposed to
I
reach a
mean,
mech?
you got the mech.
Because you can actually die pretty fucking easily.
Okay.
Well, you just send the mech in.
Well, the mech can die.
Why do you need to be there? Okay.
Well, because they send helicopters and they send everything in sight with explosive attached to a rocket. I mean, they destroy everything. But the really cool thing, the thing I really like about the game, it's got this it's got this coordinated. I can't speak.
It's okay. So just take it slow. You're doing very well, Chris.
I
It's
don't
gonna be a
remember
messy
the
episode.
name of this mechanic. It will come to me later.
It's called a mech.
But it's a coordinated shot against up to 4 people.
Oh, so when they line up the lasers and do their
Yeah, they line up the lasers and you mark the targets. And then, interestingly enough, the AI for your teammates is good enough that they'll maneuver to where they can actually get a shot on the guy.
oh, so you mark the targets and they move.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And you can all just sync shot. Thank you, Hitman. Sync shot.
Sync shot. Okay.
And you line them all up, and you can actually sneak through areas that you didn't think you could actually get through without engaging in a large firefight because of the sync shot. You can just, time where you get the shots, and boom. It's
So is it mostly that you have to do you have to time it with because with the sync shot you're still firing, you're still being loud, right? Or is it just that if you
No,
do you have
you've got
sniper sounds?
Silence.
Okay, so it's sounds. So you can just take out guys as long as no one else sees them getting taken out.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a little more sense now. Yeah.
Let's see.
God, I remember. Yeah, the last Rainbow Six. God, Ghost Tom Clancy. What's the franchise we're talking about?
Tom
There's so many
Clancy.
names to this shit.
Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy game was I played was Rogue Spear,
Yeah, that's
which is what Rainbow
So
Six.
you didn't play any? You didn't play like Rainbow Six 3 or
Yeah.
Black Arrow or any of them?
I
Nope.
never played that either.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah, last one I played was Rogue Spear. I remember that game being fuck hard.
No, Rogue Spear. That was the one where you had to infiltrate the museum, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
the theater.
The
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
episode?
Uh,
That one.
yeah.
That one level.
And it was like it's
Yeah.
like you'd spend like 2 hours mapping out your thing,
Oh yeah.
and then you'd go in and you'd make one little mistake, and like it was one
One
shot,
mistake.
one kill. It was one
Because,
shot, one kill.
yeah, one shot, one kill in the game, and as well as they had hostages on the stage. So if they heard you or saw you, they would execute the hostages immediately.
Right.
So like I actually played this with a couple of friends. We would do this in LAN parties where all of us would join on the same server. So we had no AI practically.
Yeah.
And we would just there'd be about 4 of us, and we'd play the same map over and over for about 4 hours trying to do it just perfectly. And eventually we knew exactly where people were moving in what order, and we knew where we needed to run. Like if you the queue was progressing through the level quickly, specifically with that level, because more people would be away from the stage.
Right.
And the more people, the longer you go on, the more people move back to the stage. It's just that you had this kind of variable patrol. It was always the same, but it didn't loop. It was kind of set for the level, and you could like catch certain people in the bathroom at certain times. And eventually, we got it to where there's 3 or 4 of us up on the balconies, the upper balconies, with sniper rifles hidden below. And we all called targets, like on which target, because there was no scoping or anything like that. You can't mark targets in this game. It was 1999 for fuck's sakes.
Yeah.
So we had to be like, all right, I'm going to take the guy that's on the left, that's back, that has the automatic rifle. I'm going to take the guy that's right next to the hostage. And we would launch a flashbang out over the balcony into the audience and just have it explode. And then all of us pop up at once and fire. We died so many. It was so bad. I think we got it once.
Yeah.
On just pure luck.
Yeah.
The game was insane.
I remember playing those games, and I would play the multiplayer all night long, like no problem, all night long.
Oh yeah,
and
it was
like,
great. It's fun.
And it had it was so funny because you get like 20 people in a server, which back then was like a lot. And it's like there was a friendly fire, so everyone would try to rush in at once, and everyone was like shooting each other in the back and stuff.
Yeah. Or you gotta yell at the asshole that shot you in the leg, so you can go limping around the next for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. So it was almost like Operation Flashpoint type of thing.
Yeah,
you can get injured and stuff like that.
It was all positional damage, so you would be crawling around at some points.
I remember once I was I worked at a hospital at the time, and I had some weird alternating schedule where I wasn't like Monday through Friday. It was always different,
Right.
And one night I stayed up. I didn't think I had to work the next day because and I stayed up all night playing Rogue Spear all night, and it was like 7 in the morning comes around, the sun's coming up, and I'm like, oh man, I've been playing Rogue Spear all night. I should probably lay down, and I lay down, and 2 seconds later I realized I had to go to work that day, and I had to be working like a half hour.
Oh,
it was the worst. It was the worst fucking feeling I ever had in my life.
Yeah, especially if you get into bed, you close your eyes, you're starting to get warm, and you're under the blankets going, oh, this is gonna be nice. I'm just gonna sleep for 8 hours. And it's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a wonderful night playing video games, and now I can finally sleep and rest. And
that realization is just like, oh, son of a.
I actually had that problem I had that problem last night. Actually.
Really?
Oh, really?
I had to go run some errands this morning. I was going to go visit a few sales that were going on. And last night I got a little inebriated, just a little. And before I knew it, I was playing Battlefield 3, and it was 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Shit.
I was drunk last night. I was screaming on chat at the guy who was in the Ghost Recon game, who was trying to show you how to work the Kinect.
Yeah. The guy with his, what do you call it? He had pussy hair glued
to his face, and his pants and his shirt was tucked in. His polo shirt was tucked into his pants. And for some reason, that enraged me.
You were so angry at it. Are you gonna do the voiceover thing you were talking about, where you're gonna just yell at him for the entire time?
I should do that. I thought about it this morning, and when I got through with my little bit of a hangover, I was like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. It sounded like a really good idea when I was drunk. I'm not sure if that would really play well sober. I've done a few things when I was drunk, where the next day I'm like, I'm not gonna publish that. That's not so good.
Yeah.
That seemed a lot funnier when I was drunk.
Yeah. What I did this morning is I actually finished up this series I've been broadcasting. I don't know if people have been on the site have been watching on the weekends. Last Saturday and the weekend before that on Sunday, I've been making cider live on the feed. So I had a hard cider that I was bottling this morning, and I misjudged with how many bottles I had to sanitize. So I had like 3 healthy cups, maybe 4 of cider that I just had to drink because I had nowhere to put it.
Right. So you had to put it in your belly.
Exactly. So I just ended up doing a live tasting and just got kind of a buzz in the morning because all I had was a cup of coffee. And that was it. I didn't even have breakfast yet.
You should do a show. We could do a show like like one night, or fuck, we'll do it in the mornings, Sunday mornings, you know. But call it drinking with Bob, and it's just you. It's just the camera's facing you, and you're at a table, and you start totally sober, and you just get drunker and drunker you get to the point to where you're verbally abusing and berating Chet.
Yeah, but the thing is though. For the first 20 minutes of the broadcast, you're just staring at the camera, not saying a damn thing.
And just drinking.
You're just drinking and just staring, and every drink you're just glaring harder and harder and harder.
That reminds me of like
until you get to the point where you can't hold your liquor anymore and you're vomiting, but you're still staring at the camera as you're vomiting.
Yeah. And you're just like, look, I gotta get this off my chest. I've wanted to say this for a while. You guys. Fuck you! Fuck you!
I got the crystal glass, like the what are they called? The where you put like whiskey in there? It's a
the big
decanter.
The decanter.
Or like a decanter. You know, like from the 50s, you get like a 50s father. You have the highball glass with some ice cubes in there.
Yeah.
You got the decanter full of whiskey, and you're just pouring it in there and just staring at the camera and sipping on it.
Right.
Man. Sounds awful.
You guys are always a disappointment.
It's always a disappointment.
That's the thing about when I was in a band, or doing bands and doing shows, and you'd be at some fucking piece of shit bar, you know, at 2 in the morning, in the middle of like fucking nowhere. There was always that one drunk dude who was wasted off his fucking ass, and he'd always like put his arm around you, and his breath would just be like, it would burn your nose hairs out.
That's the worst. That's really the worst.
And he's like, you hey man, you and me, man, you understand where I'm. Listen, I'm from Detroit, all right, man. You know. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Hold on. I'm from Detroit.
And that's when he vomited on you.
Well, because this actually happened. I met this man once. This,
I was gonna say, were you that man?
No, I wasn't. You know what? Actually, I'm sure I have been that man. But this time I met that man. So he was doing that, and he was like going all over the place. And so I was there with my drummers, my band, them, crazy, you know, punk band and stuff. So anyway, so we're watching the other band play, and this drunk dude, he's like kind of like 50 something, but really thin, almost like kind of meth.
That's sad.
kind of methed out and long hair, you know. Maybe not 50. He was probably like 40, but he was.
Well, the meth adds like at least a decade.
Yeah, he was like a rough 40. So, and I'm glad that the camera's here. You guys can't see this, but so he's standing there. He's in front of us, and we're watching the band. And we notice that he's like kind of excited. All of a sudden, he starts to get this look on his face as if something's kind of like not right, and he starts kind of shaking his head, you know. And we watch in horror as he reaches into his mouth and pulls out his teeth. And he's drunk, so he's holding them, and he's looking at his teeth in his hands, and he's sort of bobbing back and forth. And he reaches into his pocket, and he pulls out like this white powder. And he pours it all over his teeth. So I guess it's like that Everett stuff or whatever. And Bob, your mic is doing that stupid thing again.
Oh, God damn it.
There you go.
Is it better now?
That's better now. So he pours his stuff all over his teeth, and he lifts his teeth up to his mouth, and he blows it. He's like, and he blows it, and the poof of white Everett goes all over the place, and he puts his teeth back into his mouth. He kind of like adjusts them, and he's like, "Whoa!" And he goes back into like the mosh pit. It was.
Oh, no,
that wasn't effort, sir. That was cocaine.
It was a truly.
If it was cocaine, he probably wouldn't have blown it off. Yeah. It would have just kept in there.
It was a truly magical moment. Really
oh man, that is just all kind of depressing.
He was, hey man, I'm from Detroit. You know, and I think he was trying to like do like an Iggy Pop sort of thing, like Iggy's from Detroit and I'm from Detroit, and he was a mess.
He probably was so fucked up he had no idea. Like he knew what he was doing, but he didn't know who he was doing.
Yeah.
It's that point where he just gets halfway there and then just forgets.
Well, I'm sure he tells the I'm from Detroit story to everyone who comes to that bar. Who he hasn't met previously.
Well, like 10 minutes later, you're looking over, and you see him, and he's with a new group that just came into the bar, just saying, telling them that hey, I'm from Detroit, man. You understand me? Hey, 20 minutes later, new group
that comes in. He's like their Walmart greeter.
No, you know what? He's like the Memento drunk.
The Memento drunk.
Have you ever seen Memento?
I've never seen Memento.
Oh god, it's the guy that lost his long-term memory. He just has short-term memory, so he keeps forgetting what he's doing.
Oh, so it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah. Well, not really. Groundhog Day was no.
No, you're right.
Like Groundhog Day.
You're right. Nothing like Groundhog Day.
No, the fuck are you talking about?
I was thinking of Alzheimer's, and I got it confused with Groundhog Day.
How do you confuse Alzheimer's with Groundhog Day?
I was thinking of Bill Murray when I think of Alzheimer's.
Does he have Alzheimer's?
No.
What is that?
No.
What?
I don't know. So go on. So Memento. It's a movie about Bill Murray.
With Bill Murray, he has Alzheimer's.
It's a movie about Bill Murray having Alzheimer's.
He's forgetting where he put his groundhog.
I want to see this movie.
It's great. It's been up for several Academy Awards.
I'm sure.
The groundhog was the best actor.
He always, yeah, and it is just poor Bill Murray. He deserved that role. Him and Gary Oldman are crying in the bathroom.
It was terrible. Later, they're drunk at the bar, going, "Hey, I'm from Detroit."
Oh my god. So Ghost Recon. So
God damn it.
So there's four guys and they have their own personalities and they have a mech.
Yes.
They have a mech.
Is any of them Bill Murray?
No, unfortunately not.
That's too bad.
No. Remorsefully. I would like to see Bill Murray in a Tom Clancy game. I don't know what he would do.
Oh, shit.
Actually, I know what he would do. He would be the master villain, the bad guy who leads hundreds of guys against you.
Has Bill Murray ever played like a villain in a movie? Like a real besides Kingpin.
I want to say he has, but
because he'd make a really good like crazy villain guy.
I'm looking at his filmography right now, and
I can think of anyone's. You know what game I'd like to see him in? I want to see him being your co-pilot in Steel Battalion. That would be fucking awesome. You just like turn over and he's just Bill Murray's there.
He does all the wisecracks.
Yeah.
That
would be awesome.
And Robin Williams is your loader. You're right.
Oh, nice.
Oh, 7 rounds. Oh. God, what are we talking about?
I don't know.
This is what happens. We
were talking about Ghost Recon at one moment, but now I've just lost track.
So I think people play Ghost Recon mostly for the multiplayer, right?
I would say that, but I don't know if I just don't have enough experience with this new game.
Okay.
But I don't think I really care for the multiplayer this time around.
Oh, really? Okay. Which is funny because that's like basically what they've been really pushing this time around.
So is it just a
they've been pushing the new. It is versus multiplayer. It's also got a horde mode that I have yet to try, but I've heard is really fun.
Mm-hmm. Horde mode in a Tom Clancy game?
Yeah, it's
weird to me.
You get this the way it's called guerrilla mode, and the way I understand it to work is that it's 50 waves, and every 10 waves, starting with the first wave, you have to infiltrate a part of the map and take out all the enemies there, and then hold that down. And so every 10 waves, you have to switch, change positions, and therefore change strategies.
Oh, I see.
And it's just angry silverback gorillas coming at you.
It's actually Bill Murray's.
Oh, there you go.
Thousands of.
I was gonna say you should have gone with Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. I would have, but that feeds directly right into the most recent Family Guy episode, and I didn't want to.
Oh, really?
I thought that was low hanging fruit. That was low hanging. Yeah, so it was a recent Family Guy episode where what's his face? Fuck, not Peter Griffin. He gets cursed, where everything he touches turns into Robin Williams. But different types of Robin Williams. So like sometimes it's like the goofy like Morton Mindy like Robin Williams, and sometimes it's a sensitive like Robin Williams, and then it's the Doctor, and everyone's Robin Williams. It's ridiculous. It's totally fucking ridiculous.
That's awesome.
But I figured
That's a series that is long since past due for retirement.
No, I still enjoy Family Guy.
Well, you know is The Simpsons dead yet or not? I don't know.
No, if you want to talk about a series that needs to be put to fucking sleep, it's The Simpsons.
Yeah.
And if you watch The Simpsons And I showing my age here. I remember when The Simpsons was a cartoon short on the Tracy Ullman show. That's how it started.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, I was a little kid, but I remember seeing like this thing called The Simpsons during the Tracy Ullman show back in the '80s, and it was like this little thing, and then that became like the full-fledged. Like it was almost like the pilots, and that became the actual show. But if you watch like a Simpsons recently, it's really weird because they know that like the big thing now is like the Family Guy and the South Park, so the really off the wall stuff. So now they're trying to get like off the wall and crazy, and it's almost like the really lame kid trying to be cool with the cool kids. It's
right. Yeah.
It's
that's sad.
That's not very good. So.
Nah.
Hoss 3000 from Chad is also he remembers Simpsons from the Tracy Ullman show as well. So
yeah, I just remember hearing about it, but
you
yes,
could probably find it on the YouTubes.
Probably, yeah.
So
it's like the original pilot for South Park. It was I remember like actually I saw that it was being passed around before it was even a TV show, like people to people, which is was it Jesus Christ versus Santa Claus?
It was, yeah.
I remember watching that. Actually, some of the teachers I had in high school brought that in. They showed it on the big projector in our auditorium.
Oh wow!
Just I was friends with them. They just there were just a couple of students there watching it, and it's just this horrible, bloody fight between Jesus and Santa Claus.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Hoss 3000 is also saying, you guys remember Liquid TV? Probably not. Of course I remember Liquid TV. Yeah. That's why I first saw Aeon Flux for the first time.
Oh God, yeah, I remember that. That was on MTV back, right?
That was an MTV was good.
Yeah, when they're shit, God, I remember watching Aeon Flux on that. That was a fucked up show.
Yeah, you can buy the box set of Aeon Flux now.
Yeah, is it on Netflix? It was on Netflix for a while.
Yeah, it is actually. You can get it like Netflix or YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, something. I don't know. Internet.
You get it on the internet box. So Ghost Recon.
God damn it.
We just keep going back to this.
We gotta keep going back to it. There's no way to segue from what we're talking about, so we just gotta go Ghost Recon.
It's the Ghost Recon show. We're just gonna keep going back to
Ghost Recon all the time. So, but you didn't like.
Is there anything else to say?
Is there anything else to say about Ghost Recon? Do you have a map screen? Is there any of that pre-planning? So let's go back to what I was saying earlier, where I was saying that possibly using all of those like advanced techniques and support options almost brings back a little bit of that old feel, that old Rainbow Six. Sorry, excuse me. Feel like is that kind of what does it do that?
No, it's not. It's not that tactical. Because it does restore a little bit of the tactical nature that was kind of lost in Advanced Warfighter. But no, it's nowhere near like that. It's not classic Ghost Recon, unfortunately.
Because I kind of totally lost interest in those games when they just sort of went, like full first-person shooter, and like regenerating health and stuff like that. It's like
regenerating health, and you go down, somebody can pick you back up, and no, it's new age still, but it's still a fun game.
Yeah,
I would encourage anybody who played Ghost Recon before to try out the new game. It's got some cool tools. It's got some interesting gameplay. And it's really worth playing, at least. At least rent it.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll try it. I'll try it eventually. So, oops.
Yeah, when you do, send me an invite and we can run through the campaign together.
Oh, yeah. So you do with, if you have only 2 people, it's 2 people and 2 AI?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we'll do that. I'll probably game fly it.
So is it a 4-player cooperative single-player campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Everything.
Maybe I'll have to do that sometime.
Almost everything is now. If you think about it.
Yeah. But
just so we can have those
Ghost
online
Recon,
passes.
it's done the way it should be. You may just be playing just generic soldier guy, but at least you get to experience a little bit different, things going on between players. Like, for example, in some of the missions, there's these diamond formation events in which everybody with an AK-47 within 300 miles decides to come visit you and shoot at you. And so in these instances, for example, you're supposed to rescue hostages or get them extracted from the area. And so one guy is escorting the hostage with his pistol out, trying to protect him. And the other 3 are, to the left, to the right, in front of him, blocking shots and taking out everybody that's coming at you. It's it's really an action movie, but it's really fun.
Yeah. I'll try it out. We should all get it. We'll go through the single player campaign.
We should.
Maybe then get some Chivos or something. So
Chivos.
All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back in a few minutes, guys.
Oh. Shit.
Ludicrous speed! Go!
There we go. I should probably put my mic back on. Like,
That would help.
That would really help. So, hey guys, welcome back to Cocktail Time, episode 6 here, 4-player podcast. So, at the break, we were talking about. So, Chris, you said you have some bacon. How much bacon do you have?
About at least 5 pounds.
Oh God.
And you, and you have to eat this by when?
By the time I leave for E3. I have to eat 5 pounds of bacon, a task that I have never accomplished in a year.
In a year? Oh, I see. 5 pounds. Okay, I thought maybe last year you did it.
No. No.
It's been a whole year since I ate 5 pounds of bacon in one sitting. It's about time I sat down again.
It's coming time.
Yeah.
It's time. No, my roommate, his parents are chefs. They have their own salsa line and do chili con queso and a bunch of stuff. Well, evidently they stopped doing one of their products recently, and it involved bacon and cheese. Mm-hmm. And so he was over at their kitchen one day, and they gave him a 5-pound bag of shredded cheese and a 5-pound bag of crumpled bacon.
Wow.
And so I have to work on this and have to get it done before E3 because I know it's going to spoil.
But you could freeze bacon.
It's not the same.
Is it pre-cooked or is it not?
It's pre-cooked crumbled bacon.
Okay, yeah.
But it's juicy and meaty and it's good. It's not,
You don't want to listen to the truth. You want to eat that bacon. You're looking for any excuse to eat that bacon.
I want to eat that bacon, but I want to know how. I only have so many meals between now and E3.
Right.
And I don't think I can bring myself to put bacon on every single one of them. I had a ham sandwich this afternoon for lunch. Mm-hmm. I couldn't put bacon on that. I've already got pig on that.
What? You never like a BLT? Yeah. Well, it has turkey. A BLB.
A BLB.
A BLP.
What does P stand for? Pancreatic cancer?
Yeah, exactly.
On your way to it.
Yeah. You know what's the best thing though about all that preserved meats is recently they came up with a study that they call the sins of the father, mm-hmm. which had correlated to men that eat highly preserved meats, hot dogs, high in nitrates. Mm-hmm. That directly correlates to their children getting cancer at a young age.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it's because fuck up my children so bad.
Yeah, your sperm is gonna have so many genetic defects in it.
Your sperm.
You might just wash it down the toilet. You don't need that shit anymore. It's just at least for the next month or two.
Your sperm is actually little.
Just throw it out. Don't keep it.
Your sperm is actually microscopic strips of bacon now.
Exactly.
racing toward some poor girl's unsuspecting egg. And it's bacon and eggs.
No, yeah, it's like actual egg, a chicken egg.
It's a bacon and egg, so it's
it's all good. So I did grab extra ingredients for shots.
So you have more shots to do. Do you know?
Yeah, fortunately.
Right. So what is this new one?
I'll tell you the name as soon as I get through it. But it's consistent right now. We got we can see it there. This is why you need to watch it live, so you can actually watch me make this shit live.
This is why people need to watch this show live. And also, we talked to Chat, and Chat helps us out with things. Chat was helping us out so much last week when we were trying to come up with porn star names.
Oh, really?
They were right on top of it. I could not think of Lexington Steele's name, and somebody from Chat, like, clockwork.
Bam.
I had to say the black guy with the giant cock who screams when he comes, and Chat was like all over that.
All right, so this isn't even a shot glass. It's like it's a candle holder. But if I had to guess, it's probably about a triple shot.
Okay.
So this specific drink is 2 parts vodka. That's my Svedka is going off to the side. I'm at the. It's going to take me a little while to finish up the last part. So it's 1 part rum.
Mm-hmm.
And the last part is fucking awesome. All right, now that I've built it up, let me take some time to do this off screen so you can't see it. But it's all about the presentation and the delivery. Okay. Especially the delivery. Mm-hmm. All right, that's tasty. It's not a disgusting like a.
It's not a bacon thing.
Tastes bad. No, it's not. It's not a bacon shot. There's no crumbled bacon in this, but I'm pretty sure I could add crumbled bacon in this because I'm a man.
You are a man. You are a man.
I've had bad experience with bacon shots in the past, sir. So
yeah. So all right. Here, this shot. It has a name. This is the hot tub.
Okay.
And this is a shot of Bailey's. I'm using a straw. To draw it up. This is the cum in a hot tub. Oh, there we go. A little bit of Bailey's goes in there. Oh, yeah. So it all loops back to the sperm.
It loops back to the Chris Davis bacon sperm. So
there's the cum in the hot tub.
Now does it coagulate like it
I was hoping for it, but it's not. I thought it was gonna like sit at the top, but it's just kind of causing a haze at the bottom.
Oh,
God damn it! Why you?
Oh, I can't see. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll bring it up so it doesn't wash it out too much. So
it looks like Sprite gone wrong.
Yeah, let's pour a little bit more in there. Maybe I can't get it all over. Oh. It's like Daniel Steele or whoever that guy is.
Lexington. He literally.
Isn't Daniel Steele like a romance novelist or something?
Yes, Daniel Steele's a romance novelist.
Jesus.
Same thing.
It's male romance.
So there's my cum in a hot tub.
Excellent.
Yeah, I had this. Oh man, it's even got it separated.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, it's got that little line.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
nice.
But at least Bailey's and vodka and rum is actually tasty.
Yeah.
But I had this bookmark on my desktop for a while that says "come in a hot tub" because it's a link to the shot. But whenever I see it, I'm just like, "What the fuck is that?"
What did I save?
I was drunk and is that porn? I'm gonna have to worry about Tara seeing that. Yeah, no, it's just an awful shot.
Right.
So
very nice.
Bottoms up.
You gonna do the shot? There he is. Yeah. I wasn't sure if you were gonna nurse that one throughout the show or you're just gonna do it down.
It's vodka and rum, so no, that's gonna go right down.
Yeah.
It's nice. The Bailey's kind of mellows out the edge there. It doesn't have that sharp bite. It's right up front, but at the end it's kind of like,
Oh, it's like it smooths over the edge.
Yeah, except Bailey's it's the heaviest out of all of it. So it goes straight to the bottom.
Yeah, so that's the last thing that goes down.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
The Bailey's is almost like your mix.
Yeah, this is your chaser. You don't need it.
Your chaser. Yeah. Interesting. See the fun things you can do with alcohol. You can make a chaser in the shot itself.
Yeah, actually, I've got another shot that's similar to that I made up.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to bring that out too, depending on if I'm shit-faced in 30 minutes or not.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So we should talk about Dragon's Dogma.
Mm-hmm.
Because this
Not
game...
Ghost Recon?
Well, we'll come back to Ghost Recon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But Dragon's Dogma. So I don't know how familiar you guys are with it at all. Have you played any of it, Chris Davis? I know Bob hasn't.
No, and I really don't plan on it.
Oh, so you're not a fantasy. You're not a fantasy guy. You don't like that stuff. So
I'm a sci-fi guy. I'm not a fantasy guy.
Yeah, you would hate this game. You would hate this game.
Okay.
Yeah, the minute I saw the griffins and the harpies, I wasn't enthused.
Yeah, it's such a good game though. It's probably one of the best RPGs I've played in years.
Chris? What's that on your screen? It's going back and forth.
It's a cattail.
Yeah, I see that going. It was very distracting. I don't know what the fuck that was. Is it being stalked by a raptor?
It's a raptor. You're skipping.
No. she's in a playful mood, and it may just cost me my leg if I'm not careful. So,
That's
So anyway, so the best way I can describe Dragon's Dogma is it is sort of a mixture of like Skyrim, Kingdom of Amular, maybe one other. We'll go with those two for now. But it's much better than Kingdoms of Amular, I personally think. Whoops, hold on. Yes, I am still here. Fucking
Google
Google
Hangout.
Hangout. So anyway, it's really fantastic. So you have basically this open world setting. It followed that Skyrim thing of you have your main quest and then you have a plethora of other side quests. Not nearly as many as Skyrim has, but it has that open world contingent to it. I'm kind of at a loss for words. I've been talking about it so much. It's all about. The main focus of Dragon's Dogma is it's almost like, much like Skyrim, it's not the main quest. It's the main character is the world itself, and that's one thing about Skyrim. It's like there's the main quest, but it's really about the world and being in this world. And whereas with Skyrim, you sort of get a sense that you're kind of living in this world. It's almost like a personal thing because you take on a wife and on your own house and that kind of thing. Dragon's Dogma is a little more external. Bob, your microphone is there, I guess.
I'm trying to fix it.
What is it doing?
It's trying to pick up the crickets in the background.
It shouldn't do that.
Yes.
It's Dragon's Dogma is not so personal. It's a little more external, but the world itself is really one of the main characters. In that, there's a consistent time cycle. I'm sorry, I'm like at a loss for words for some reason talking about this game. I think I've been playing it too much. I have like 40 hours into it since Tuesday.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like a full-time job.
what you've been with your lost communication abilities with Dragon's Dogma is me with Ghost Recon right now. So
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah. So the thing is, there's so many elements that sort of work in tandem. It's hard to really shape the image. So let me just go through it with you. Is that you'll get a quest, right? Let's say it's just a fucking escort quest. Okay. Any other game, escort quests are almost a nuisance. They're piddly shit. They're like a side job. You just do them and you get some gold, whatever else like that. In Dragon's Dogma, no quest is just a routine type of side thing or a routine just nuisance because of the obstacles the world provides. And basically, you have your hubs, you have your inns, you have like your one main town, and there's another main town that's pretty far away, where you can get your health potions and all that kind of stuff, where you actually have to prepare. When you leave those towns, you're pretty much on your own, and there's a consistent day and night cycle in Dragon's Dogma, and if you get caught at night, there's two main elements at night that come into play. The first one is that it's dark as all fuck. Like, you can't see anything. So you have a little lantern that you have to fill with oil. They will run out of oil. And you can only see a little bit in front of you. So you have to kind of creep through. And also, nighttime is a lot more dangerous than the daytime. So, like, zombies and skeletons and dragons will appear out of nowhere. So it becomes a very dangerous thing. So if you get caught at night, you're kind of screwed. Like, not always. I personally think night should be harder, but it's definitely like one of those things you have to prepare for. So even things like a simple escort quest become like this big thing because you're going to be away from any place safe for a while, so you need to prepare for it. And it's like I've never had that experience with things like that with an RPG that did it like that before. Like besides like old like Baldur's Gates or Neverwinter Nights, where you had that sort of thing. There's no fast travel, so you are just hoofing it from place to place. There's things called ferry stones that you can use to get you back to a main town, but they're kind of expensive and you don't find them all the time. But that's okay because like fast travel would seriously ruin this game. It would people are sort of complaining about the lack of fast travel in this game, and they're kind of missing the point of what this game is about. So there.
It kind of reminds me of a little bit of like I've heard a lot of people equating it to Demon Souls or Dark Souls.
Yeah.
How close do you think that is?
I think it's very close. Yeah, there's definitely has
Is it atmosphere or in gameplay or what?
both. Well, I would say what do you mean by gameplay? Do you mean like the combat?
Mechanics. Yeah, combat mechanics.
I would say that yes and no. I would say the things like loot is much more akin to something like Kingdoms of Amular. The combat is actually a little more like Devil May Cry-ish. because these are the same guys who Devil May Cry. So you do everyone has these different skills that sort of work in tandem with each other, and you'll end up like sometimes juggling enemies between each other. It's not as fluid as a Devil May Cry, and sometimes it almost happens most of the time by accident. But it's not like a Demon Souls or Dark Souls where the combat is much more simple, but also much more deliberate.
Yeah, the combat in like Demon Souls or Dark Souls is the focus of the game.
Yeah, well,
really, that's it.
Well, and the funny thing about those games is that the combat is pretty simple, but it works in that that simplicity. It's the simplicity that makes it work. With Dragon's Dogma, you have tons of skills and different things you can do, and there's a lot more variety, which makes the combat feel a lot different. But I think it feels almost just as fun, but in a different way. It's almost like imagine I think Brad described it well when he said that Dragon's Dogma is like imagine a world like Skyrim, but that was fun to fight it. Whereas Skyrim, the combat kind of sucks. I mean, it's better.
Skyrim, it's pretty bland.
It's like better, but it's still bland.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You got magic, you got melee, and you got ranged.
Yeah, and melee is just like swipe.
Yeah, they all work
swipe,
the same.
Swipe.
They're very, very bland.
Yeah, so I mean, and there's like the loot is there. There's all of your abilities and like all your effects on all your loot. There's stuff to find. It has that sort of that mystique that Dark Souls, Demon Souls sort of has. It doesn't have it as much. Whereas Dark Demon Souls seems to almost really go out of its way to hide things from you, and you really have to pull back those layers to get to the core of it. Dragon's Dogma has a little bit of that. It's just not as I don't say hardcore, but it's not as it's not so much so. But I'm fucking loving it. I'm really loving it.
I'd be more inclined to play it if your companions would shut the fuck up.
You can change it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just a setting.
Yeah, you can change it. Also, I mean, I know before this game came out, a lot of people were sort of complaining there was no multiplayer. The AI and the usage of the pawns is done so well. I don't really miss multiplayer at all. In fact, I almost prefer the way the pawn AI is done because you can pretty much depend on them pretty much for anything. And I like the way there is that interaction of players as the pawns as mediators. So I can send Brad a weapon, but I have to send Brad a weapon, I have to go to the rift, I have to summon his pawn, bring his pawn back into the world, give the weapon to the pawn to deliver it to Brad, and then send...
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and then send the pawn away again.
It's like carrier pigeon.
Yeah, it's sort of like that,
It makes sense in the context of the game, instead of just being like, hey, some magic thing that happens. It's like, well, you have to give it to him via these pawns, which can move between worlds or between dimensions.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a smarter way of doing it.
Yeah, and one thing they do is, sort of like in Demon Dark Souls where, players can leave messages for other players to help them out on the ground. This sort of tries to do the same exact thing, but it does it through pawns. So if I send my pawn, so let's say, my pawn gets hired by you, Bob, okay, and you do some quest with the pawn that I haven't done yet. When I get the pawn back, or when the pawn comes back to me, it'll come back with knowledge of those quests. So
that pawn is going to come back so used.
Oh, so used.
There's going to be so much baggage when it comes back to you.
So you're crying and like
you might as well throw it away.
I'm gonna wish I didn't put so much mascara on her. She's like coming back like Tammy Faye Baker.
It's gonna use the fuck out of that pawn, dude. I don't know if you.
My pawn's pretty hot too. Her name is.
You might catch something if you try to use it again. I don't know.
Her name is Bella. She's a short girl with a mohawk. Bella after Belladonna. She's fantastic. But anyway, the pawn comes back to me with knowledge of that quest. So when I start doing the quest, she'll be like, oh, I know where this thing is. Or if I'm looking for a door lever, she's like, it's over here. And she'll lead me to where this door lever is. And then the same thing.
Then you can go, you slut, you've been playing with
Damn you smell like cum shots.
I know the smell. It's Brad. Damn it, woman.
Bob. You smell like Bob. What's the matter with you?
Nobody wants that smell.
Nobody wants that smell. No one wants
the smell of shame.
So,
Brad is the smell of shame.
Brad's the smell of shame. I don't know what Brad smells like actually.
I don't know. I don't think I want to.
I've never gotten close enough, Brad, to take in his effervescence.
E3, next week you just gotta go up and just.
I'm just gonna go up and I'm gonna sniff. Hi, Brad.
Yeah, wait, just pat him on the back and just get real close.
Get
and go,
real close.
As you're hugging him, you're nice and nice and
And then do like one of these
Treats.
one of these rubby things on his
Treats.
back like this, you know. Like
secretly.
I missed you. You're so big.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Can you carry me?
Can you carry me to the rental car? I just want to nuzzle in your belly button to make a little hobbit house.
Do it. That would be awesome.
But
So-
it's very.
We're actually flying out in the same plane, so I can actually get this on film for everybody in chat.
Actually,
Nice.
I'm not on that plane.
Well, you're going to be next to Brad and Nick.
No, I'm flying from here. I don't.
Well, yeah, you're flying, but Chris, are you going to be next to Brad and Nick?
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I don't plan on smelling them if that's what they're implying.
Well, you pretend like you fall asleep, and then you just kind of nuzzle towards them, and then
Yeah.
let's take a deep breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just be chill. Just gotta work through it.
Yeah. Or you wait until they fall asleep, and then try to collect some of their sweat in a vial and sell it.
Yeah. Capture it in a little bottle. You can send it out to people. A little
Hey,
poison flask.
can we use it
Brad.
on this year's fundraiser if we do it again?
Yeah. The Brad front. You can just get Brad sweat in a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm sure people want that bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah, probably a few. But anyway. But it's a really great game, Bob. I think you would really love it.
Yeah, I'll probably end up getting it. Yeah.
Brad Sweat.
Yeah. Not Brad Sweat, the game.
she can't hear the other end of the
You'll
conversation.
hear one half of the conversation. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll probably end up. I'll eventually I will get it and I'll play it.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot of fun. I really like the different kind of combinations of it being between other Dark Souls, Shadow
Yeah.
Colossus, and Kingdoms of Amalur and that kind of.
Yeah, and you can climb on anything. Like you can climb on
Yeah.
like cows. And they'll go
I played the
crazy as
demo.
they're
It's
running
great. I've seen videos of people climbing on cows and like throwing pigs off of cliffs.
around. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. And another thing that it does really well is one thing I liked about Skyrim is Skyrim, the game itself, has a great ability to hide things with natural terrain. So, say in Skyrim, you can go through an area, for 30 hours. But if you just go off the road a little bit, you'll find like a temple you couldn't even see. That's been like right there the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
And Dragon's Dogma does the sort of same thing of hiding things in the plain sight using the terrain very well. And it's a great way to sort of cram as much stuff as possible into smaller areas that make the world seem very full. And like there's a lot to do in there. And it's like another thing I love about it is that it doesn't do. And one thing I don't like about Skyrim is, and Bethesda games in general, they do the monster scaling thing. To where, if you're level 1, you'll always see small creatures almost no matter where you go.
Well, they started that with
Fallout.
Oblivion.
Oh, Oblivion, you're right, with Oblivion.
Yeah.
It's not as bad in Skyrim, but it's pretty bad in Oblivion. Dragon's Dogma
It's atrocious in Oblivion. There's actually mods that remove it.
Yeah, I've actually downloaded that before. But Dragon's Dogma doesn't do that at all. Like, Dragon's Dogma actually has areas where you can't go until a certain level, you will die. It's almost like it's like a JRPG. Like, you just have to, if you can't get to a certain level, if you can't defeat certain monsters in an area, or you can't do a quest, you literally have to go out and fight bandits and sort of level up. And I always preferred that aspect of it because it makes the world seem like a much more realistic and dangerous place. And I like the whole element of having to edge out into the world a little bit more. It's like, okay, I gained another level. Let me try to edge out a little bit more to the northwest and see if I can get any further or capture any more ground. So it does that really well. And I think some people are missing. I think some people have missed the idea that you kind of have to play it like a JRPG. It's like a JRPG with really, really heavy Western influences.
Yeah, I can see that.
So, anyway, you should definitely pick it up. We've all been trying to push it pretty hard. So I want it to do well. I really want it to do well. It's gonna have problems because it was released at a weird time.
It was released
like
in a weird
Max
spot.
Payne and Diablo III, pretty much in the same week, same day as Diablo 3, wasn't it?
No.
No.
It was the 15th.
I'm sorry.
Dragon's Dogma was the 22nd.
22nd. But still, I mean, it's in a really sort of tightly packed area with lots of good games. And I don't want to see this game not do very well and get into a situation to where, in less than a year, Capcom has to shut down the servers. Because this is one of those games where a major component of it is sort of based on those servers being live and active. So
That's a good point. It's why you should play it sooner than later.
yeah,
Is the online component.
yeah. I have a feeling though that if if it didn't sell very well in the first month, which I'm thinking the numbers are might be kind of crappy. It's gonna have a long tail because I think more people play this game, more people talk about it. People are gonna keep on buying it and trying it out. So I have a feeling that in the long run, it's gonna do well. So.
Yeah, you're looking good, Chris.
Yeah, you know right there, Chris. Are you on pound 2 of bacon at this point?
Inebriation levels reaching critical heights.
Good. Well, let's talk about Ghost Recon.
God damn it.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I so poor talking about this game I love. I should have taken more notes and had them ready with me. But it's such a kind of a big game and so many little elements. It's hard to sort of focus on just one. It's like Skyrim itself and newer Bethesda games, and I really hope they don't go this way with Fallout 4. But they sort of removed all those sort of RPG-ish elements, all those number-based elements, which I think one of the reasons the loot sucks so bad in Skyrim is that they didn't leave themselves any room to make good loot. I mean, you can't have that many effects. Yeah. You can't have that many effects on loot when you've taken away all of your RPG-related like numbers and attributes. You know what I mean?
Right. Like you don't have the loot that increases specifically one skill tree.
Right, like strength or perception, or because they've reduced everything to health, magic, and stamina, and I think the loot in Skyrim suffers as a result of that. I'm hoping Fallout 4 sticks with the original Fallout formula, and they don't sort of pull that stuff out of there. And I'm actually, and thinking about it, I am kind of surprised that and we all kind of did this, and maybe let me know if I'm wrong, but we all came down pretty hard on BioWare for pulling out RPG elements from Mass Effect 3. We all gave Bethesda a big pass when they took it out of Skyrim.
Well, that's the thing.
We?
I think the audience for Mass Effect was way bigger than the audience was for Elder Scrolls, up until Skyrim. Skyrim was the big one for them.
Yeah.
Oblivion did pretty good. Skyrim took the fuck off.
Oh yeah.
So I really don't think the audience was that big for an Elder Scrolls game before Skyrim, as it was for any of the Mass Effects.
No,
I think the reason for that, a large part of it was probably the marketing campaign Bethesda put behind it.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
I mean, the minute they showed the first trailer for Skyrim, I mean, it was fucking epic. And they continued to do that over and over again, just ramming the point home that, boom, you're going to have an epic adventure. And we actually got that.
So, Chris, we just lost you from Google Hangout. You disappeared.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody's responsible for this.
What? You are.
He's pressing buttons. What the fuck's going on? Chris, where'd you go?
I don't know.
Where is he? Well, I can point. I can reach down and grab him.
I didn't press a button.
Reach down and grab him. Pull him back, Bob. Pull him back. Oh, good. You got him, Bob. Bob got him. Good job.
I'm alive. Oh, I should have done that.
Yeah, mute yourself in Google Hangout.
Oh man.
Okay.
So it's going. What you were saying?
I guess they didn't hear that.
No, they heard that.
Okay.
But the last part of it, me and Bob were being silly, and we didn't hear.
Yes.
I was just saying, the Epic campaign, the way they did the marketing, it just drove it home, and people were really looking for that. So
yeah, I think I'm talking about critical reception. I remember a lot of people, like I said, in game critics giving BioWare shit.
Well, that's the thing is, how many of those game critics have actually played Oblivion?
I
don't think Oblivion was that big, though.
No, Oblivion was huge. I mean, amongst the people. Not commercially with the masses, but Oblivion was a huge game for RPG people and in the industry.
So how about this? Because maybe Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3 set a precedent that people became used to the idea of simplification. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, because they saw it between Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, the people that were in those kind of games, I imagine there's quite a bit of overlap between Mass Effect 1 and Oblivion. Mm-hmm. Because they're pretty much, they're Western RPGs. One is just sci-fi, one is just fantasy. And they have these very heavy RPG elements. And arguably in Oblivion, as well as Morrowind, you had some insane number of skills.
Yeah.
Like it got to the point where it was really convoluted.
So do you think because it was so overblown in Oblivion, people actually were okay with a lot of it going away at that point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
That
think
makes sense.
it was just kind of hard to grasp and be able to play the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think people were just more hyped about the changes of settings, the changes in games, and the stylization. Whereas Mass Effect 2, Mass Effect 3 was basically the same game, just dumbed down.
And the only thing they changed was that's a good way of looking at it. That makes sense.
Yeah, when it's easily comparable as being this is the sequel to this game. It's same universe, same characters, same systems, but the systems are just dumbed down.
Right.
You're going to be more pissed off as compared to this is another game in the series, but it's loosely based upon the lore. It's kind of different. I mean, all the games have been different in the series moving forward, so people are more willing to change.
Yeah, no, that's a good way. I just hope I hope they don't do that with Fallout 4.
I hope they follow either get it more with Skyrim or at least add a little more elements, the RPG elements back in.
Yeah, no, I would like to see that. I would see.
They tend to do that with the perks though. The perks are very specialized. You don't have anything like that in Skyrim.
Yeah, you do.
Well, I guess you have your skill trees.
Yeah, but those are like perks.
Yeah, I know. They're just
I think they're a lot more creative in Fallout. Like they're really there's more interesting stuff.
Well, the thing was with Fallout, you have weapon abilities and then you have actual perks.
Right.
Like you can dump points into weapon abilities.
And then you can dump points also into your attributes. Because for one thing I did to make a sniper build, I put tons of points into perception, so that all these
you did have attributes.
So all the red dots would go on my radar. So I knew where enemies were when I was sneaking around. In Skyrim, I don't have that. So even though I'm sneaking around, when I was still a low level sneaker, well, that doesn't sound right. Like a British knight, low level sneaker. When I was a low level stealthy build, I would sometimes, because it was so dark, I would walk right up to enemies I didn't even know were there. You know what I mean? Because I couldn't see them on my radar.
Right. Yeah, hopefully they keep the stats. If they remove the stats, then I think they're going to just try to be. That's just obviously them trying to be more in line with Skyrim.
Yeah.
If they just go straight to the, health.
Right. See, another thing. Also,
there really isn't anything else though. It's just health.
No, there'd be health and stamina.
Did he have stamina?
In what? In Skyrim?
In Fallout.
No. No, there wasn't.
Yeah.
There wasn't stamina. Sorry, there wasn't health. The way they did stamina was using VATS points. Was kind of
right. Okay, I got you now. Yeah.
How? I mean, of course, that only came into play when using VATS, but
right.
That's kind of how they got away with that. So.
It seems weird. I don't know if they would, because the only thing you can really do to make that game more in line with Skyrim is to drop the stats. And I think there's not enough afterwards when you drop the stats.
Well, they can they can do things like, because remember you have guns, so you have different types of ammo.
Yeah.
You're gonna do stuff like that. So you have fire ammo or electrical ammo or something like that. I mean, you can do other things. So.
Yeah, but that's just an item you acquire. It's not like you dump your points into doing more electrical damage.
What if? How can we bring this around to Bill Murray?
So,
Bill Murray's a mad scientist in Fallout 4, and he creates a device that you put on your wrist that attaches to you cerebrally that allows you to shoot fire and electricity like a wizard would.
No.
No? You don't like that?
No.
How about there in...
I like how it's a device that attaches to your wrist, but is, interfaces with you cerebrally.
Yeah, we'll do that.
As in it goes up the arm.
Right.
And...
Yeah, it's a wrist, and then it goes up to the cerebral.
So you don't like the Bill Murray part?
No. You keep Bill Murray in there.
All right.
But instead of fighting mutants, ghosts.
So you're kind of like busting ghosts?
Possibly. You may bust ghosts.
So would you call yourself a ghost buster?
I don't know if
that'd be going
out.
too far. I don't know.
That sounds kind of funny. I don't know why you'd go with a ghost buster. That sounds weird. It doesn't really roll off the tongue.
Right,
how about a ghost
catcher?
Ghost Snatcher, Ghost Catcher, Ghost Trap.
Here's my question: can you get Ernie Hudson as a companion?
I
Why
don't know if we
not?
can get him in. Maybe we might be able to.
I'd
Get
like
him.
to be able to get Ernie Hudson as a companion.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, he needs an epic villain to fight. Something that is primal.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams as a cybernetically infused Zool.
But he looks like the homeless guy from the Terry Gilliam film he was in. Which one is it?
The one
The
with
Fisher King. He's like the homeless guy.
Fisher King.
He's
There
a
you
homeless
go.
guy from the Fisher King, and he spits as his main weapon is he spits out bits of his
Germ papers?
bits of his wife's blown up face.
Mm.
If you've never seen that movie, that makes no sense. But
Yeah.
Is that the Robin Williams movie? Where's the? No, I'm thinking of a fucking different movie. What the fuck am I thinking of?
you're thinking of Dead Poets Society.
No, the
And
one.
that's in that game. You have to keep him from convincing your gay son from killing himself.
Yes,
No,
we need that game.
That
Wait,
game.
where?
It's
Indie
a-
developers unite.
It's a platformer.
Yeah. It's like Braid.
Yeah, it's like Braid. Oh, Captain, my Captain. It's called.
That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so Ghost Recon.
Fuck.
So the actually, you know what? I can actually talk about. Recently, I picked up this week. I picked up a video game. A little known video game. Some people may have heard of it. It's a third game in the trilogy.
Call of Duty.
That is not Call of Duty. It's an RPG. It's an isometric RPG. It's not very popular. It's called Diablo III.
I've heard of this game. It's not really popular though.
No, it's very obscure. I almost think like
Yeah.
was it Blizzard? Blizzard? Is it French?
It's called Blizzard.
Blizzard.
Blizzard. That's
Blizzard.
it.
Yeah, Blizzard.
I don't think they're not very well known.
I don't think a game like that's gonna do very well.
No, I've been really
No.
concerned about the launch. They started really weak out of the gate with just like 6.5 million copies sold in the first week.
Yeah.
It's not looking good for them.
And we all know that PC gaming is dead.
Oh yeah, no, it's been dead for years.
All I've been hearing is that's a terrible clone of Torchlight. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a horrible rip-off of Torchlight.
Horrible
It's just
rip-off of
shameless.
Torchlight, yeah.
It's so shameless. But the game, it has its charm.
So do you get loot, or what do you click around and do a little
I think
dance?
I think there's clicking. There might be some clicking
A
involved.
good amount of clicking.
I'm pretty sure Robin Williams is in.
Do you play Bill Murray? Are you Bill Murray in
Yes.
this game?
Robin Williams is actually Diablo. He's a very hairy Diablo.
no.
Oh. His
Robin
air.
Williams plays Deckard Cain.
I was hoping he'd be Diablo. That's really his arm hair that's on fire.
Oh, I see you have a heart on the cube. Boop, boop.
Oh, oh,
Yes.
defeat my skeleton king. Oh.
Like, oh, cool.
How are you liking Diablo?
So it was like a new addict. You just kind of get into the street. You're like, I just want to taste. So get the needle. Just I had the starter edition. I was in the beta. I played a little bit of the beta. I was like, you know what? There's a starter edition there. It's like I have a needle of heroin that's just sitting on the desk. You know what? Fuck it. Let's grab it and just poke it a little bit in the arm.
Right.
Just try a little bit, just a little bit. And
Just a
within
tip.
24 hours, I bought the game. So
Oh, nice. Okay.
yeah, I'm not playing it with Tara. So it's
Right now, actually. This is
Right now, yeah. If you can't see, I'm totally playing with Tara right now. I'm using my mind. Actually, the hand device that was attached to her really.
Oh, that Bill Murray made.
Yeah, Bill Murray made.
Yeah. He
To
invented that.
defeat Robin Williams.
He invented and he had to defeat him in Japan with a girl he was seeing.
Yes, exactly. Very obscure. Very obscure.
Right, first, no one's heard of it besides us.
No.
So, I almost bought Diablo 3. I've been kind of looking at it, and then Dragon's Dogma happened. But,
Yeah, definitely. I think the game I've been playing, I've been enjoying it a lot more in a co-op context, and I'm still down on the game. And I talked a lot of shit about the game, and it deserves it for the whole online only bullshit.
Is it just
Like it's really
is the online only just a DRM thing? Is that pretty much what it is?
no. So I can understand a lot of the components to the online only. Like they wanted to be able to because the game consists of a real money auction house, which is not in yet. I'm not very surprised. It's probably gonna take them at least half a year to get that bullshit in.
Right.
If it even gets in at all. I know they've been hyping that, so it'll probably get in at some point in the future.
Oh, I'm sure it'll get in.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big moneymaker for them. But the DRM, the online only is there is to keep the characters sane, as in sanitary. They're not going to be tampered in any way. There's going to be an authoritative server. It knows that you're playing all the time. It knows what you're fighting. It knows what drops. You can't cheat.
Okay.
Basically, it's an anti-cheating device. And because they're having this real money auction house, they don't want people to go off onto their own servers and then clone a bunch of really high-value items, go to the real money auction house and sell this bullshit. Or clone a bunch of gold, because apparently you can actually transfer gold over the real money auction house.
So people could... it's actually, with the auction house, it's really necessary, because people could game the system.
Oh, yeah.
And totally...
Absolutely.
Okay.
But the thing is, like, there's a really easy solution to this.
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Bill Murray.
So
Yeah.
what he does is he does a PSA.
Yes.
And he says, "My name is Bill Murray, and I'm asking you all not to cheat at Diablo. And if you'll do this with me, I will have sex with Robin Williams on camera."
Yes.
And everyone's hearts were changed. He changed hearts and minds. Maybe we sent Bill Murray to Iraq. That whole thing would have gone smoother.
Yeah. No, he's sitting in like a trench. He's got that really tired, like sad looking face. He looks through the camera and says, "I'm Bill Murray."
And that's all he has to do.
That's all it says, and it just cuts away.
It cuts away.
And it says Diablo 3.
There's a story about Bill Murray. He went to a bar, and
Wait, no, wait, whoa. Bill Murray's story, can you believe it?
Yeah.
Because most
that's-
of these stories about Bill Murray are bullshit.
No, I've
okay?
seen pictures of this happening. He went to a bar and he ended up getting behind the bar, and acting as bartender. And no matter what anyone ordered, he would just give him a shot of wild turkey.
Oh god, that's awesome. That's great.
You're like, I want a Bud Light. There you go.
That would be awesome.
I would be.
If Bill Murray was my bartender, I would just.
I'll tell you.
I'd just be like, give me something. I wouldn't care if it was just a shot of wild turkey.
I'll tell you, I'm glad Bill Murray's my bartender, because my drinking would become a problem.
Yes. So the whole idea between the Diablo thing, Diablo 3 online only, that makes sense. But there is a workaround. Instead of being Bill Murray, it's what they did in Diablo 2, which is the whole. You have an offline, this is the non-BattleNet characters. So you can play it offline. You can play in a local LAN. Doesn't fucking matter. These characters, do whatever the fuck you want with them. Doesn't matter. Then you have the sanctified BattleNet only characters.
I see, yeah.
They did that with Diablo 2. It was possible. Yeah. This is not fucking World War II. We know how to do this.
World War II? What does World War II have to do with it?
They didn't have internet.
This is not World War II, for Christ's sake.
We're not working with the Enigma. It's doable. They've done it in the past. We defeated the Nazis. It's okay. We can do this.
But they don't want people to play offline. That's the thing.
I think it's mostly because if you allowed that, then you would make it so. Well, for one, they wouldn't have to sell a copy per person. Like if I wanted to play with Terra, I wouldn't have to buy 2 copies. I had to play with Terra.
Right.
Because if they had just the LAN only copy, then I could play like Diablo 2, or have one copy of Diablo 2. I just dropped something. I just have one copy of Diablo 2, and we're able to play together on Diablo 2, which is what we did actually this like a week or 2 ago. So it's there's kind of a money grubbing aspect of it.
Oh sure.
Obviously, there's no reason why they had to do it.
Blizzard is owned by Activision now. Remember.
Yeah, and the thing that I really was kind of anxious and worried about with the online only is that the servers have to be up, which is why I didn't buy the game day one. Fuck that.
Right.
I knew the servers were going to be down for at least the first week or 2. That's why I didn't buy it.
People were just so optimistic about that. They were expecting such a wonderful time.
What the fuck were they expecting? I was calling this shit out about a month ago. It's like when I played the beta, the server was down almost the entire beta, and Blizzard does not have a good history with their launch. They never, like, most of the games, their online-only games, have issues with the launch. They had issues with Diablo 3. For at least the first 2 days, they had the whole error 36 or some bullshit.
37.
37.
Error 37.
Why did they call it error 42? 42 would have been a better number.
Why is that?
Because it's
The universal answer is 42.
Yeah. Oh, right.
It's the answer to the universe and everything.
Right.
But so it's
because people's like relationship with launches when they have to do with like a server or an always online thing. It's almost like people like going back to ex-girlfriends. There's like, well, I know it got all fucked up last time, but this time's gonna be different. This time we're gonna work it out, baby. You and me, we're gonna make sure that we get through this together. And what happens when you go back to ex-girlfriends? Never works out. Never works out.
You get chlamydia.
You get chlamydia because she fucked your brother.
That's what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah. So the
That's what happens.
Yeah, my concerns with the online only were basically like I wouldn't be able to connect to the server at the given time. Like whenever I wanted to play, I wouldn't be able to play because the server would be fucking down. As well as there were issues during the beta where when I was playing, it would pause. And then all of a sudden it would catch up, it would like fast forward, and all of a sudden I would be dead. So within, a 2-second gap where I couldn't do shit, my screen was paused, there was nothing going on, I would be dead. Like it's just like I died instantly for no fucking reason because of lag.
Why is there lag?
Because it's talking to a central server.
Why is it? What is it saying? There's no reason for it to be doing that.
Because it's always online, and they're verifying that you're actually killing the monsters and getting the drops, that you're not hacking locally.
Wow. So anytime that direct feed communication stutters, the whole thing lags out.
Yeah, but this is not when this was a problem in the beta. That's just my assumption. I actually don't know how the servers work. But given that this was happening, even to me and Tara, we're both on the same internet connection. 2 different PCs, 2 different video cards, 2 different setups. Right. I'm assuming that this was just like a part of the game. Some kind of core functionality was just breaking. Yeah. The actual retail game, when I've been playing it, it hasn't shown up too much.
Oh, that's good.
Like some people complain about it more. I actually looked it up, and a couple people were still experiencing it. And a lot of times it's just due to your internet connection. Right. They've done a bit better with load balancing, and they've figured out what's going on with the servers, and that whether they're overloaded and they're having too many people playing on the server, and it causes a whole stutter and lag and jump and thing. And I know Jack has been playing it. I actually talked to him a little bit about it over Twitter, and he says that it happens rare to never for him. Good. Yeah, and I've been playing it for the past 2 or 3 days, and I haven't even experienced it once.
What about?
I've just experienced some little lag spikes where I just kind of I move back, where it's the warping, or I warp back, and that doesn't kill you.
That's still so annoying. That would like.
Yeah, it's only happened maybe a total like when I've played probably 6 hours of it, 4 to 6 hours of it. That's happened maybe 3 times.
Because when I'm playing a single player game like that, it's hard for me to wrap around my head around the fact that I'm actually playing an online game that can have. I mean, there's now lag in your single player games because of this shit.
It's there's no point. There's no reason to do that. It's fucking pointless. It's really there. That's what I hate about some of these online only things is that why?
Right.
You don't have to.
Right.
It's terrible.
And then what happens if the servers go offline permanently?
Exactly. Like, am I going to be able to play Diablo 3 in 20 years?
Unless if they're going to pull the servers off, it doesn't matter at that point. So they put out a patch that no longer has to do that.
Yeah. Hopefully that's probably what they would end up doing.
So like older copies don't have to do that anymore. But then you'll be playing Diablo 5 or 6 or by then actually 20 years Diablo 3, 4. Sorry.
Diablo 4, yeah. Diablo 4. They're going to migrate everyone over to Diablo 4. Diablo 3 is just, it's no longer supported, done.
Yeah. No. What about matchmaking? I heard some people sort of complaining that matchmaking wasn't the best.
I haven't tried it yet. I did a little bit of it in beta. The problem with matchmaking in beta is that everybody would move way too fucking fast and you wouldn't be able to do anything. Like people would just go with their own speed and you'd just be left behind in the dust. Yeah. And you'd be like, well, I kind of want to explore this branch of the tunnel.
But people are doing like runs. They know where to go. They just want to go kill.
The thing is, like, it's very dynamic. The game still has the whole Diablo 1 dynamically generated dungeons. So you don't specifically really know where to go. Just sometimes someone stumbles across the right way to go.
Right.
And that, when they're able to, like, when they know where to go, if you actually wanted to sit there and listen to what the NPC has to say for your quest line, your player is, your co-op partner's already at the other fucking waypoint,
Right.
like, killing shit.
Yeah.
So you're missing out on experience and loot.
Right.
So it's fucking annoying to play online. I really, really would only play it solo or play with Tara or people I know.
Right. I should pick it up. Maybe you and I can do some Diablo stuff. Because I think I'd only enjoy it. I really only enjoy it if I played with people I knew. Like
absolutely. Like the thing is, the game is okay single player. Co-op, it's fun. It's really fun. Like Tara and I have been having just a blast using certain class combinations. I've been playing mostly the melee classes. I've done a little bit of the barbarian. My barbarian was named Conan, just because it was a requirement. If you have a barbarian,
you have to call it Conan. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I had I have a monk as well, and they're both kind of melee classes. And Tara has played a sorceress as well as a witch hunter.
Well, which demon hunter?
Demon hunter. Sorry, witch hunter is something that's from Warhammer Online. That's why I get it confused. It's a demon hunter and a witch doctor.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's why I get them fucked up. So the demon hunter, she's playing the demon hunter. Her demon hunter's name is called Eat the Pew Pew. Because she's weird like that.
What about a demon doctor?
A demon doctor?
That'd be good.
What about Dr. Demon?
No. Well, it depends. Dr. Demon and Demon Doctor are totally different things. Dr. Demon is just some guy named Demon. A demon doctor is a demon who's become a doctor. He's given up his life of evil and become a doctor. Actually, he'd probably become an abortion doctor.
What if a demon doctor isn't the doctor that works on demons?
Oh, there would be a demon doctor. Would be a doctor that works on demons.
Yeah.
Yeah. But demons probably get sick.
Oh, they probably do. No. They get chlamydia.
They do. Various STDs.
Yeah.
In their mouths.
But they don't get very good health plans. I mean, I think they just got an HMO.
Oh yeah, and that's why you just get furious at the fucking the health plans and the insurance and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you get Robin Williams becoming Patch Adams.
Wait, maybe Patch Adams is the demon doctor.
Possibly.
Patch Adams is the demon doctor, because only a demon doctor would wear a nose like that, would wear a fucking clown's nose. Clowns! A clown doctor? Don't exist. Demon doctors.
No. Yeah.
That's the M. Night Shyamalan twist right there,
That's
Joseph.
right. At the end, he's like,
yeah. So the game is it's if you've played any kind of Diablo game, it's still Diablo. I'm gonna actually, because I played a lot of the previous Diablo games many times. I'm pretty familiar with the lore and whatnot, and I was kind of like, oh great, they're having fucking Diablo come back. That's fucking original.
Yeah, you were talking about
we
that.
didn't kill him 2 times.
A couple of weeks ago you were talking about
Yeah. And they're kind of assuaging that whole thing, and they're making actually like, it's like, well, we actually have some lore behind that makes it a little better. That it now that I've actually played a little bit into it, they do explain it a little better. It's not just like oh no, Diablo again.
El Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo.
Did you find the Brony land yet? The My Little Pony?
I haven't, but I have
Winnie
found.
Shire.
I have not been to Winnie Shire, but I have found Wirt's original leg. Do you remember Wirt?
No.
Wirt was from Diablo 1. He was a guy that had a peg leg and would sell you the gambling goods. He'd be the gambler.
I never played much Diablos in the past.
Well, fuck you.
The most Diablo I played was Diablo 1 for the PlayStation.
Why? It's terrible. That's an insult.
I have a copy right now. I still have a copy.
You should play that for Wayback Wednesday. Why don't you play that for Wayback Wednesday?
Because
what's wrong with you?
Because I don't have a capture card yet.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Unless
there's okay. There are plenty of PS1 emulators that work great.
I know, but
I'll just stop it right there. All right. So yeah. So Wirt was the kind of the gimpy dude from Diablo 1 that would sell you. He was basically your gambler dude, where you could buy items at high prices, and sometimes they would come out really good. During Diablo 2, he was actually in Tristram. In Diablo 2, he died, and you found his body in Tristram in Diablo 2, which was overrun with demons and skeletons. On his body, you could get his leg. You actually found Ort's leg, which is a wooden peg leg.
Right.
This is what you use in Diablo 2 to open up the world to the cow world.
Mm-hmm.
You have a portal to the cow world. In Diablo 3, you can actually get Wert's original leg, as in a fucking bone leg.
Oh, okay, right.
The leg that he lost.
Right.
Which was the first leg that he lost to get the peg leg.
Mm-hmm.
So you're running around with this sever, or this you're holding on to the femur,
Right.
and you're whacking people with a skeletal leg, and it does a fucking ton of damage. it's wonderful. It's like they're really starting to mix in a bunch of the lore and stories that they had in some of the previous games, and just kind of randomly too. Like you don't always run into this stuff. That's the other kind of interesting thing they did with the game is that whenever you go into certain areas or dungeons, sometimes there's events. They're kind of like side quests or side events that kind of pop up randomly. Derek, give me water. So there's random events that will occur. Like you can actually go and activate this urn, and it's called a soul urn, and then you have to do this kind of quick event that takes you about like 2 minutes, and then you get some kind of a reward at the end of it. And it's random. Like these things like don't always show up. Like playing through the game, I played probably through the first act or the first section, which was in the beta. I played through that probably maybe 4 times by now, and each time has had. There's twice I got one Earth event, and another one I got a different kind of like a ghosty event. And I guess Tara's.
I actually have a Diablo 3 story for you.
Go for it.
You know, I'm never going to play this game, mind you. I've never even played. In fact, I've never even played a Blizzard title. So.
You never played any Blizzard title at all?
No,
Okay.
I actually the only one I was ever interested in was Starcraft Ghost, and that that died. So.
Yeah, no, that was never beat. Never to be.
Yeah. But I came home the other day, and my roommate Kevin, he was playing Diablo 3. And, he was fighting against this monster, because you know how monsters are randomly generated in Diablo 3,
yes.
right? Okay. He was fighting against a demon called Zool. Okay, and he finally beats it, and, I get a slight smile on my face and look at him and says, "Oh, you actually beat Zool there. Huh. Did he drop that Staff of Dana I told you about?" Staff of Dana? What staff? He didn't drop anything. That's because there is no Dana. There's only Zool.
That's very clever. Very
nice.
clever.
I got a stern glare and I was told to leave the room.
That's not a normal occurrence.
Twice a week.
Yeah. How could you have never played a Blizzard game?
I don't know. I actually wanted to try StarCraft, but I never got into it.
Right.
I don't want to play StarCraft 2 because I never played 1. I
heard you much about it.
I never played Warcraft. I will not play World of Warcraft. And I've never been one for isometric dungeon crawlers, so
if you don't
never played Diablo.
If you don't like MMOs, isometric dungeon crawlers, or RTSs, you've never played a Blizzard game.
Yeah, that's all they do.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, right? They've never done anything besides that, as far as I know.
Well, they tried again. They tried with Ghost, but that just never came out.
Yeah.
They just weren't happy with the quality of it, and they were just like, "Fuck it, this is bullshit. No, drop it." To the dismay of a lot of people. A lot of people are looking forward to that.
They should actually. Here's what they should do. They should actually bring back Ghost at E3, show it off for everybody, say it's coming out this fall, and then the following season in the winter, boom, Heart of the Swarm, right there, perfect segue into the new expansion.
And the Ghost would be delayed at least 5 years.
Yeah.
That's how Blizzard works. They announce something and then they wait, at least another decade to actually make it.
Whereas Valve will just not announce it and just make you wait until, you decide to kill yourself.
Yes.
Oh, man. All right, anybody have... go ahead.
I was just wondering, are they doing BlizzCon this year? Did they do
Yeah, and they sold out
Every
of
year.
tickets like in the first 4 hours.
Yeah.
I thought they were canceled one BlizzCon. Why am I fucking thinking that?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I thought they announced that they were not going to do a BlizzCon.
No. They do not miss that.
It says Blizzard announced that there will be no BlizzCon in 2012.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Am I actually vindicated? Do people know that I'm correct in this?
Yeah, they announced it on January 25th. I just read that.
Oh.
Due to their, quote, jam-packed schedule with Diablo III, World of Warcraft, Mists of Pandaria, and Starcraft Heart of the Swarm.
Exactly.
Wait, because of that, they're not doing BlizzCon?
Yeah.
But it's not like...
They're too busy.
But it's not like BlizzCon is put on by the developers. It's not like Bob has to stop coding because he's got to go set up a booth. It's like... That's
Which, get the fuck on that, Bob.
Yeah.
I'm tired of you and horseshit.
Set up a booth.
Yeah. I'm coding, dude. Do you want StarCraft Ghost? Wait, what do you mean it's canceled?
Oh man. All right. Does anybody have anything else, or it's at 10 o'clock? We might want to wrap this up.
DayZ.
DayZ. Oh, that's right. We're gonna talk about DayZ real quick.
We absolutely should.
So I played with you last weekend. I'm really liking DayZ. So the last update I saw was the one where they had catchable colds.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've modified that since then.
Okay. So what has been added since the catchable colds?
So there is now a temperature system in the game.
All right.
Where if you are outside at night, you get colder.
Okay.
So you have a range of temperatures you're actually healthy at. Mm-hmm. If you get too cold, either being outside at night or in the water, just any kind of damp, cold conditions, the lower your temperature is, the more risk you are of catching a cold.
Okay.
And the game has a health system called blood.
All right.
So you have 12,000 units of blood. And originally they were going to have it, if you caught a cold, you'd lose health all the way down to 6,000, half your life. But then they decided to scale it back, and now it's just you lose it down to 10,000, which is just 2,000 shy of the max.
Right.
Colds can be caught by other players too, if they're sick. And it's mostly, it's not really too much of a problem now that I've actually played it. The whole temperature dropping system, I've been playing at night the last two or three nights. So my temperature hasn't dropped into dangerous levels. I haven't gotten a cold. I haven't been swimming around in water. There's really no reason why you would want to do that. If you make a fire, you'll get your warmth back up. You don't have to worry about a cold. The only way you can get really cold, I don't know if this is true. I think if you just warm up at night, or if you just warm up in general, you may eventually lose the cold.
If you stay in the sunlight, or if you light a fire, for example, and stay near the fire.
Yeah, I think if you warm up enough, your cold will go away. Otherwise, you can take antibiotics. Okay. And antibiotics, I believe, are only found on in hospitals. So I think in hospitals are fucking hot zones. You don't want to go in there. There's so much shit in there. That's also the only place where you can find blood bags, which is the only way you can really kind of quickly regain blood.
Right.
Yeah, I actually I pretty much refuse to go into any of the major cities.
No.
Completely avoiding them.
Coastal cities are bullshit. I've actually moved inland. I've moved inland quite a bit, and that's where all the best places are. Nobody goes into inland cities and whatnot. But recently, actually today, they put out a new patch that allows you to. They have hot packs, like warming packs, like little heating pads that you can actually pick up and use in your inventory that'll increase your temperature without lighting a fire. Because fire and lights attract zombies.
Right.
And it's kind of the whole dangerous situation where it's like, all right, fuck, I'm really cold, I need to light a fire, am I too near to a town, I need to go find wood. But they also add hatchets. So you can actually, if you find a hatchet, you can go into the woods, and if you're in the woods, you can collect wood that way. Wood spawns a lot. Wood actually spawns quite a bit. You don't have to actually worry too much about it. It's not too much of a problem.
Wood's pretty easy to find on an island, for the most part, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
No, there's lots of wood everywhere. The whole temperature system is just another thing, another stat you have to keep an eye on.
And if they also added female character models to the game
they did.
today.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yep.
Which I find interesting because the game is built around your CD key, so you can only change to a female once. You can't change back to a male or anything like that.
Yes, you change once
it's
under your key, and that's it.
So
it's
if,
completely locked to your account.
if you become a
Yeah.
female, you're a female forever.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's sort of like real life, though.
Yeah.
Like if you go for the operation, like you're not going back. There's not much to work with after that.
Yeah, and the orgasms aren't as good either. So.
That's what I hear, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's I know it's I was at Vunic posted actually just recently in chat, probably like 30 minutes ago. He was talking about how someone was talking about in the forums that they were going to kill pretty much any female characters on site because they wanted to be see how like the social dynamic played out, like whether they were actually playing female characters like they were actually female or if they're actually male. They'd shoot whoever was not playing it real. I don't know. I didn't read it close enough, and I was kind of drunk at the time. So,
see, I want to be able to convert my character to a female, just so when I enter a server, and I'm near some people, I can go tee 17 horny for beans.
horny for beans. Yes,
Wow.
and they'll give you beans.
Have they?
Yes, they will.
Have-
And then I will shoot them in the face.
Does the game run any smoother? Have they done any work with the engine?
They've done some. Well, the engine itself, actually, if you look at the game, you play Arma 2. It looks pretty good.
Yeah,
It
but
looks actually really good.
Yeah.
The mod itself is kind of like poo-poo.
yeah, that's what I mean. Like, have they done any further work on that?
Not too much. They have only been having like random people, whoever says, "Hey, I'll make some art for your game."
Right.
Make it. So they're using assets from the in-game engine. They're really not pulling that in.
Right.
So the whole the trees, the terrain, the vehicles, some of the houses. I think most of the houses are from in-game assets.
Right.
The only thing that's really not in-game is probably the zombies.
Right. It's so annoying because the engine just doesn't run very smoothly, and then when zombies are chasing you, they zigzag. You can't
They
fucking hit them.
jump.
You can't fucking hit them, and it's not like you can't hit them because they're moving so well. You can't hit them because the game limitations keep you from aiming properly.
Yeah.
It's just not a smooth experience. I always feel, in a way, it makes it more scary because once the zombies know you're there, you're kind of fucked. Like, no matter what, like, it's a very dangerous situation. But I wish it was dangerous because it was dangerous and wasn't dangerous because of technical limitations.
Yeah, because of technical difficulties. Yeah, it's the same thing. Like I was wandering around my brother who had a Winchester rifle, which still is a damn good gun in the game. They said they nerfed it.
I just
in the
got
past
that
couple
today,
patches.
actually.
It's still really quiet. Like I got we were running around last night, and still he was able to take out zombies without really too many noticing. I still have a Lee, which is one of the fucking loudest rifles out there. And we would stand up on a hill, start sniping zombies from afar. The Lee has a really good. It doesn't have a scope, but it has a really good distance on it. So even though you don't have a scope, you can actually bead down the line of the gun and shoot zombies from so far away.
Right.
And it's one-shot kill.
Do you still have the same character from last weekend?
No.
Okay.
I went into Electro and then got killed
Okay.
by another player.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
part of the game.
That's the thing for me. I'm not as scared of the zombies. I mean, I can maneuver my way around them. But fuck, whenever I accidentally run into another player, I'm scared shitless and I run the fuck the other way.
Yeah, and it's bad. That's the biggest threat in the game. Because as I was saying earlier, I've been doing a lot of nighttime ops with my brother, and where we're out there at night. We have chem sticks, chem glow, what are they called?
Chem glow sticks, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. The chem lights. That's the word I was looking for. Chem lights. Like they don't attract zombies too. The patch was supposed to make them so the chem lights attracted zombies, but they don't really too much unless you get very close. So we were basically running around at night with chem lights. There's actually kind of a settings you can put on your client if you're running full screen. And you put your gamma and contrast all the way up in the client, it basically turns it into night vision mode.
Oh,
So you can run around the game with seeing basically everything.
so you were cheating.
Well, it's a part of the game.
You know what you've just done? You've broken Bill Murray's heart.
And Bill Murray is pissed off. I'm pretty sure he sent me a letter in the mail. It was just his heart. It was broken.
Yeah. There was a picture.
No, Bill Murray doesn't do anything by correspondence. Bill Murray shows up in person and slaps you in the face.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You broke my heart, Bob. You broke my heart."
And then just as he slams the door in front of you, he says, "They'll never believe you."
It's true.
He shows up in my house every other weekend. I just fucking can't explain it.
So Ghost Recon.
God damn it!
Now,
I'm too inebriated to continue that conversation.
One thing about DayZ, is it true that you no longer get bandit armor if you shoot somebody? Now everyone just looks the same.
Apparently, that's the new patch that came out today.
I don't like that. I want to be able to distinct, bad guys from good guys.
But I think the problem was people would kill someone by accident, and all of a sudden they found themselves being a target because now they had the bandit armor.
Well, I mean, that's part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is kind of. I mean, I do like the bandit stuff because, like, you can like meet other bandits and become roving bandits,
Yeah.
and that's kind of cool.
Well, I think they actually allow you to pick up skins, so you can actually pick up other suits.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
It's like clothing. You actually get in a ghillie suit if you wanted to.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's neat. It allows you
There's
to.
too many games. There's too many games. There's Dragon's Dogma. I'm addicted to. I still gotta. I want to try Diablo III now with you, Bob. There's DayZ. Thank God I finished Max Payne 3.
Yeah, one of my biggest things about Diablo 3 was that I love that they made the boss fights more dynamic instead of just being like, here's a boss, he's gonna hit you until you die.
Mm-hmm.
It's much more like, there's phases, you have to do specific things to kill it.
Oh, that's cool. Well, they learned a lot of that from all their World of Warcraft stuff.
Yeah,
World of Warcraft bosses are like that, which make them so complicated.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a well polished game, and there's a lot of fun things you can do in it.
Nice. All right, well maybe I'll pick up Diablo 3. Probably not this week. Probably not next week, because next week is E3, so I'll be in LA for that. Yeah. But the week following that, maybe I'll pick it up. So when
Sounds
things slow down a little bit. So, all right.
Well, because of because of DayZ pushing sales for Arma 2 so well.
Mm-hmm.
The owner of Bohemia Interactive is sending Rocket, the creator of the mod, to E3.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's going to be hanging out at the Bohemia Interactive booth.
I will meet him.
So I'm going to bring him a can of beans.
Oh, that's good.
Do it.
Yeah, I should bring him a can of beans. That would be good. We should get a picture of you handing him a can of beans. Can you get a can of beans into the E3? I'm sure you can.
I'm sure I can fit it in my bag.
Oh yeah, they just put it in your bag. They don't check bags or anything like that.
Yeah.
So let me know when you want to do that, because we'll get a picture and put it up on the website.
Absolutely.
That'd be awesome. All right, guys, you have anything else you guys want to talk about tonight, or should we wrap this motherfucker up?
Well, I don't think we really covered Bill Murray too much.
Oh, should we talk more about Bill Murray or Robin Williams?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Bill Murray movie, Bob?
My favorite Bill Murray movie is probably Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, no, sorry.
What?
That's a good choice. That's a good choice. Chris, what is your favorite Bill Murray movie?
I'm a classic kind of guy, so I gotta go for Ghostbusters.
Really? Okay. Nice. I'm gonna go for the Lost in Translation route.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
I always wanted to see that. Never got around.
Oh, you never saw it? It's fantastic.
It's good. It's really good.
It's really good.
Yeah.
It's Francis Ford Coppola's daughter, Sofia Coppola. Did that movie.
Close second goes to Groundhog Day because.
Yeah, that's also another fun one.
The scene where he kidnaps the groundhog.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
He's driving the truck with the groundhog. That's so great. That's
Don't
awesome.
drive angry. Don't drive angry.
He just no longer gives a fuck.
Right. Favorite Robin Williams movie, Bob?
My favorite Robin Williams movie? Groundhog's Day.
Okay, good. Chris?
I have to give it to Good Morning Vietnam.
That's a movie I have not seen.
What?
It's pretty good.
I have to see that one, yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Yeah.
My favorite was probably The Fisher King, because I love Terry Gilliam. It's one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
So, Fisher King is really good. Although I haven't seen The Fisher King in a very, very long time, so I should probably rewatch it at some point. So, and with that, I think it's time to wrap this up. So thanks, guys, for coming out. Thanks, Bob. Thanks, Chris. Thanks, everyone. over in the chat room watching us over at 4playerpodcast.com. This has been Cocktail Time episode 6, I believe, here. Make sure you check out our main website, 4playerpodcast.com, and stick around. Somebody will probably be coming on and broadcasting, I think. And Bob's mic is now trying to get the...
Oh, God.
It's doing its thing. It couldn't give us the last 5 minutes. It had to...
No, it just wanted the crickets to show up.
The crickets had to show up. So, alright guys, everyone have a good night. Later.
Ludicrous speed!